Hey guys, what's up? This is Aaron Plessinger, and you guys are listening to the Motoxpod Show.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Robbie Wageman, and you're listening to the Motoxpod Show.
Welcome to the Motoxpod Show, starring Darkside. Its co-host Scotty, sometimes TJ.
What's up, everybody? We're back. Another episode of the Motoxpod Show. We got a full house tonight. If you guys are watching on YouTube, this week it's episode 227, brought to you by our title sponsor, as always, Cherubies USA, which for decades, Cherubies USA has been the leader in motoplastic and accessories. Their products that fit perfect, look great, and last. The Cherubies has what you need. They're proud sponsors of Factory KTM, Kawasaki, and many more. Whether it's full plastic kits, individual pieces, handguards, chain guides, and sliders, or anything else they offer, visit CherubysUSA.com and support our title sponsor. Follow them on Instagram. Always let them know you're listening to the Motoxpod Show. And fully, if you're paying attention, I need a set of plastic for that 22 YZ250. I'll be getting pretty soon. Got graphics coming. Need some plastic. Race Tech Suspension, also on board as our co-title sponsor. And they are the world's largest aftermarket suspension modification company. All Race Tech products include award-winning gold valves, and settings are 100% guaranteed and made right here in the USA. Race Tech also offers state-of-the-art precision engine services and parts to all engine builders. One of our guests in studio tonight, he's real close to making his first night main event, and he probably would have if he'd been on Race Tech. I'll let you rebut in a minute, young son. Visit racetech.com for more info and use promo code MOTOXPOD to save. Also on board, as always, Fly Racing, X-Brand Goggles, Works Connection, Torque One Racing, R Jerky, the Wageman Brothers Jerky Company. They sent me some pictures this weekend. Some of our listeners used the promo code, ordered some jerky. I had stacks of it for Pulp last night and for, I was going to say I actually was eating some during Supercross this weekend, but we'll talk about it in a minute too. I did not watch the race live. But also on board, Berm Lords Graphics and Jersey ID. You guys need some graphics for your bike? Need your jerseys lettered? Those guys can hit you up or help you out. Graphics at bermlords.com. Also, Shock Socks, Williams Moto Works, Extreme Colors Helmet Painting, Blood Lubricant Oils, Power Band Racing, and True Fusion Sports. All on board. Episode 227 tonight, Stack Show. Zach Osborne's going to come on. Hunter Lawrence is going to come on. He's about ready to get back to some West Coast 250 racing. We've got Logan Karnow on, along with his title sponsor for Indianapolis, Hanna Ray. She's going to jump on during that a little bit. And then in studio, as I mentioned, our co-host son, Doc Smith, sitting in studio, been trying to get his first night main event. He's hanging out. So if you guys are watching on YouTube, we're gonna talk about your racing here in a minute.
Oh, it should be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. We'll talk about what we expect out of you for the next one. But also in studio, Tyler Sudderth, you're back.
What's up, man? Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, it's good to have a full studio. Should make the interviews go well. A lot of different thought processes probably and different types of questions, hopefully. And, of course, as always, Scotty T.
Hey, I got a challenge for you.
I can rely on you to be here. What's that?
I'm here. Maybe apparently I'm always late, but I'm
you're not
here.
late. You're just like 2 minutes early, which by the time we get ready, you're late.
But it's not late. Okay. So I got a challenge for you.
Okay. Accepted.
Okay.
We accepted before you even knew.
Once you get the bike, the 250.
Yeah.
I want to see if you can never put your own dime into that bike. Because so far you haven't put a penny into it.
Oh, my own dime.
Yeah,
I don't think that happened. I don't think so.
I bet you can get close.
Yeah, I don't know, because I'm going to ask Andy Gregg for a Guts Racing seat cover, and I don't know that he'll give me one. He might, but I don't know.
Those things are a necessity, though.
And fuel, you mean the parts, like extra parts. Add-ons. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. There's some things I want.
Maybe obviously you're gonna have to buy a couple of air filters. You may not even have to buy those.
Speaking of, I might have a hookup on.
See, that's what I'm saying. I think you can do this.
Pro filter. from the Mathis side. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, maybe
We're going to test your clout.
We'll see what we can do. A lot to talk about tonight. Just coming off Indy, we're going to talk to Doc. We're going to talk to these riders. I'm trying to think about some other. The title sponsor for Logan. That's an interesting thing. I'm sure you guys listen to Pulp, so we're gonna get into that a little bit without getting into. We're not going to get into the OnlyFans side of what she does. We're just going to kind of get into the business side of her helping Logan and how that came about. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Scotty, what have you been up to, man?
Oh, just another day in the life. Just getting ready for the show, and just I haven't been able to ride much lately because
I feel that.
Couldn't
tell you the last time I rode.
Budget racing problems. Yeah. I got a little oil leak I haven't gotten fixed yet, but
always got bike issues.
I can't. I buy a new bike that's supposed to not have these issues, and I still find issues.
Super glue and duct tape.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to have that in your toolbox.
Well, what I've been doing is just let it run. A little bit of oil drips out, and I just top her off before I go back out again, and just let her rip.
Yeah. Well, speaking of oil, before we get into this too much, we did a couple contests last week. The winner of the Instagram repost the Barracuda line of oil for Blood Lubricants. That's Josh Childers. He's the winner. We picked him. So we'll get you 4 quarts of oil sent over, Josh. If you're on YouTube, or actually just DM me on Instagram if you can, or email us, motoxpodshow@gmail.com, and tell me what weight oil you want. We'll get 4 quarts sent out to you. And I'll need an address. I feel like you've won before, and we probably have it on file somewhere, but just resend it. So congratulations to Josh Childers. We still have the ongoing name the head at the end of the table because we only got 1 entry into that. So go to motoxpodshow@gmail.com if you guys are watching YouTube now or later, and we want you to name the head, and we were going to give something away from a Cherubies. What's that, Doc?
You want me to grab it?
He might be on camera. I don't know what.
They can see it right now.
Yeah, it's on. So
I did it last week. I showed it up.
What was the entry? You got?
Oh yeah, I was supposed to look that up. Here in a second, while you guys are talking, I'll look it up. But if you know me at all, I cannot multitask. So if I looked it up right now, I'm not going to be talking. So we'll hold off on that. But we're going to do another week on that. And if nobody else enters, then I guess it goes to the 1 entry. But they'll get something from a Cherubies. So and then we got to give. We did the Blood Lubricants bike wash, right, on Blood Wash. Screw that up. Bloodbath on YouTube last week.
Yep.
And our guy Jake Curry donated that to another.
They were actually talking about that, making sure he was making sure Desi got his.
I haven't sent it out yet, guys. I'm a little bit behind on that kind of stuff because I'm busy. And as I mentioned a minute ago, I started to mention Supercross last Saturday night. I did not eat beef jerky, our jerky, while watching the race because I was at a concert. I didn't watch the race until like 1 a.m. after the race or after the concert. Sorry. And I'm going to, Scotty, I'm going to miss it again this week too because I'm going to be at another concert Saturday night. So no press conference for me again.
Yeah.
Do you want me to almost spoil it again this week too?
Yeah, do not. No.
Did you do that?
I shut all my notifications off, and like I just looked at the end of the night, and I had like 200 or 300 texts and hundreds of mentions or whatever on social. I was like, yeah, I'm just not looking at it until after I watch the race. So
welcome to my world. I have to watch every weekend like that because I'm always at work.
Sucks.
I get off of work.
It was a good concert.
Yeah, what you just saw Clutch, right?
Clutch, they kicked ass. Yeah,
I heard the advertisement for that, and I was like, I know that band, and then they played that song. I was like, oh, that's them. All right,
they're good. This weekend Friday, I'm going to see Candlebox at the same place in Tyler.
Yeah, I've been there once. I went there for New Year's. That's pretty.
Dude, they
pretty
got
cool
big
little
bands coming to this place now.
It's
Like
huge.
Black Label Society's coming in like 3 weeks. That's a huge.
I mean,
band. They usually play like not American Airlines, but they play theaters.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
Well, now that we don't have Clicks anymore, Clicks would get those bands. So it's cool to see.
I wonder if the same people, same booker, because they're getting really good bands.
Something's going on. But yeah, that I've been to that place. That place is massive.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm going to Dallas to the old Gas Monkey Bar and Grill place or whatever. My buddy Monty, who I've talked about on here, he's touring with Ministry right now, Corrosion of Conformity, and they're playing on Saturday night. So I'm going to go down and see him, hang out. So anyway,
I didn't understand the words that you just said.
I just want to hear the Supercross talk.
Missionary, what?
Corrosion of Conformity.
Oh, okay, cool.
Man, they're killers. Whatever, you guys suck. Okay, Doc, how you been, man?
I mean, I'm doing all right now.
Yeah, how's your foot?
The broken foot. Just trying to keep her elevated, but there's not too much you can really do.
Your girlfriend's in studio. She's off camera, but she said you got kind of out of hand and she had to stomp on it.
Yeah, totally, all the time.
Yeah, they keep you in line. Yeah, when your dad's not around, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, Yeah, I've been just trying to keep it up. There's not too much you can do for it.
Yeah.
I have my chauffeur here.
Tried
That's
to
the reason she's
race
here, right?
though with it. That's pretty gnarly.
Yeah, I mean it hurts, but I'm just here to learn this year. So if I make it
you're
in,
clearly
I'll make
not
it
here
in.
to make main events.
Oh, night shows.
Yeah, night show.
Yeah.
I keep saying main events, but yeah, night shows is what I meant. Yeah, you're not even getting that far. Jesus, why do you even bother?
Why do I even bother? Because
Man,
I'm
all
learning.
the
Love of the game, man.
You know
Look.
how much money TJ has wasted on this kid?
Well,
it's all
Why
away.
is he not making night shows?
Hey,
how hard can it be?
It gave him opportunity to mention us on Race Day Live, so it was worth
Hey,
all of it.
I'm getting my sponsors are getting a lot of screen time.
yeah,
though.
Thanks to Daniel Blair and Dan Hubbard. Those guys, yeah, we're definitely giving your whole sponsor list.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you. I talked to your dad on the phone, and he said that you like pain doesn't register to you the same way it does. Like sometimes you don't know as you're hurt. Like, are you a
Like
superhero?
if something if something hurts for me, I'm like, okay, it's probably broken. Like
if-
I don't feel.
That's
small pain.
weird.
Like,
What do you know
if
what
I get
it
pinched,
is?
I feel it, but it's something like a deep pain, like bones. I don't feel it unless it's like a bone bruise. I don't feel.
Is that like is there a
Probably
condition
something
for that,
probably
or
something
like
to do with,
retard.
lack of
You
nerves.
just-
I'm just full like messed up in the head. So.
there's got to be like a actual like medical
Yeah.
explanation
A
for it?
neurological that pathway is just closed off at this point.
Hey, man, that's a good quality to have as a
I don't know.
professional motocross rider.
Yes and no. Like you might hurt yourself worse
I
if you go out and ride and don't realize something's hurt.
remember seeing I remember seeing Jason Langford name drop. It was way back in like 2002. He was riding the some super mini class, and he literally like had a cast on. You could see his toes. Like he had a full cast on his toes, and he beat everybody by like 30 seconds.
Dude,
It was like,
how about Josh DeMuth?
yeah, he used to do stuff like that
He's only
too.
got one leg, and he still rips and beats people all the time.
That's crazy.
I watched him win A-class races with one leg.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
wild.
It's nuts.
That's called talent, which
Riding that old
we do not have.
Suzuki.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sick. Okay, so we got a lot to talk about. Let's get into Indy just a little bit. Let's start with Jason Anderson, Justin Barcia. Tyler, where do you stand, man? Was that what? How do you feel? Just short description. How do you feel about that pass
I
or
feel
attempted pass? Well, it was a pass, I guess, because
if it's anybody else in the field that makes that pass other than Anderson or Barcia, it's clean. Nobody says anything because it hasn't been made 1,000 times before. But since it's Bam Bam, it's escalated a little bit
okay,
because we saw that exact same pass in the 250 main event where Hunter,
that wasn't the same pass in my opinion, but okay.
but same scenario.
Both of
just
them.
about.
Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
say mine. Scotty.
I just love how like Barcia just was like completely sideways, going the wrong way on the track, and was like, oh yeah, no, that wasn't on purpose. My bad.
Well, I guess, and I missed the press conference because I was at a concert, as I said. But apparently, he was like once again like frustrated when people asked him about it. He's like, "What are you talking about? It's just good racing." So thoughts?
It's
Clean or
like
dirty? Clean or dirty? Unnecessary.
Just kind of like, yeah, what are you doing? Just kind
okay.
of.
Doc, you race professionally.
Maybe on
supposedly?
both sides.
I rode the track, so I
Yeah.
understand like how that corner was and everything. That was clean. Like he didn't come in and hit him. Barcia did not hit Anderson. Anderson rode into Barcia.
Because he was going the wrong direction.
He wasn't. He didn't hit his front
why
tire.
The
with his
racetrack
front
went
tire.
the other way.
He was sliding this way, wasn't he? He didn't hit him like this.
Like he didn't start sliding until they were about to hit. He was going the wrong freaking direction.
I don't care. It was
Turn.
clean. It was clean.
A block pass is fine.
Anderson should be able to
if
look
you're
up and
pointed
see
in the
to
right
hit the brakes.
direction. The McAdoo one was bull crap too. Look at there's pictures somewhere. I saw a picture today where it looks like McAdoo's just going to ride back to the gates. That's how far like he is 180 degrees almost pointed the wrong direction.
So let me jog
I
your
don't
memory.
like it.
So what about what year was that when Dino and Eli were battling for the title in 250s? They made that's what ruined Dino's shoulder that year.
That is a
He
good
couldn't-
comparison.
I'd have to see it again. I don't like it if you don't freaking turn the bike. Turn the bike and then if you got a wheel on them and you can block past them by I'm fine with that. I don't like it when you're not turning until like I just don't like it. Like Steve kept saying last night, and this will be a discussion on the wrap up tomorrow, but he kept saying, well, Jason could have went right or left, and yeah, he could have, but I feel like Barcia would have still cleaned him out. If he had went left, Barcia would have just kept
Could
going.
have hit his brakes though. Anderson could have hit his brakes.
I don't know. I don't like
Literally, because
I
Barsha
don't
would
like
have
it.
kept going. Yes. So Anderson could have hit his brakes and cut inside of Barsha.
Yeah, he could have.
So,
But
like,
he shouldn't have had to.
It's just racer.
I don't mind him having to hit his brakes if Barsha turns and gets in front of him.
I feel like Barsha's like the. If there's a Family Guy scene where it's got James Wood and they're trying to trap him and they just lay out a bunch of pieces of candy and they trap him in a box. He's ooh, piece of candy, ooh, piece of candy. I feel like when Barsha sees the slightest bit of an inside, he's like, ooh, piece of candy,
Well-
and then he goes, oh, I shouldn't have ate that candy. Like,
No, I don't think he ever says that.
Well, and when you're riding,
I don't know why the hand went up. I don't think he was sorry at all or thought there was anything wrong with it other than he fell. I don't even know.
when
I-
you're riding that track, like when you hit that triple,
Yep.
it almost like you turn left a little bit to go to the berm.
Okay.
So if you hit to the right, there was like you're just slamming on the brakes to try to turn around.
Well, that's what you got to do. If
I mean,
you're
he
gonna go
was
inside.
the
Sorry.
weird
Well,
thing
okay,
to me.
But you're also like they're searching and trying to pass someone when they're half a second faster or slower.
It was two.
So-
Like, okay, let me also say this: if it was the last 2 laps, especially the last lap, I'd be more okay with it for like a win. But I don't remember how far into that race they were because it was like 175 laps,
Yeah.
and it was not very far into that race. Pass him somewhere else. Like I just didn't. I don't like it. I think again, I'm not against bar banging. I'm not against making contact, but you need to be pointing in the same fucking direction. Sorry,
I mean,
my language. Sorry.
I thought that that Barsha pretty much gave the win to Tomac when that happened overall. Because like
Like you think he just kind of backed it down because he was like, "Oh
no,
crap!"
no. I'm saying like when Barsha took Anderson out,
Yeah.
that kept Barsha and Anderson
Oh.
from pushing forward to
Yeah,
try
yeah.
to be there with Tomac.
I hear you.
So it
'Cause
kind of
they weren't cat and mouse in
like-
each other very much.
No.
They were pushing forward together.
yeah.
Oh.
Kind of like
I
you
don't-
gotten in trouble
I
at
don't
school,
like it.
but your
I'm-
parents haven't picked you up yet, so you haven't really gotten in trouble yet, but
Yeah.
you know it's coming. Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of it. I don't know. Like again, we've seen passes like Eli and Marvin a few years ago, and that was pretty kind of dirty. But at least they were at the bikes. If Barsha looks like he's actually trying to turn before the contact, same with McAdoo. McAdoo was not trying to turn. He was trying to cut off Jet, hoping Jet would clip him or have to brake check, and then he turned. I don't like that. Like turn and go ahead and squeeze over in front of
No.
him, but
Now, one thing I will say, did you see what Jet did? Jet checked up
Yeah.
and cut underneath him.
Sure.
He's thinking in his head. He was like,
Yeah, I'm
okay,
not
this
saying-
person's going to be on the inside of me.
Jason
So,
should have been more aware.
Jason should have been more aware. And then this would never have came up. It would have just been like, oh my goodness, you see that move Jason just did to not get cleaned out?
I wish I had been in the press conference because I think I would have actually. I've fantasized almost like I had this play through my head a few times. If I had been able to ask Justin, I would have probably said that was I would have got myself on Spy Moto or whatever if they were still doing that because I'd be like, no, that was BS. I'm very adamant that I didn't think that was a good attempt at a pass at all. I don't like it. I've said that 75 times now, and I'll probably say it 50 more tomorrow night. So
I will say that precedence that of the things that have happened throughout this season is what made that a bigger deal than it really was.
yeah.
And why is Anderson always involved in it? He's
Well,
been
he
involved
does.
in it.
I mean,
he does
same
give it.
speed as
He
Barsha
does
in
kind of
there.
ride that way too. He tags people all the time.
Well, he kind of ran. I don't know if I'd have to go back and watch. I don't know if they made contact when Anderson passed Bam Bam, but he definitely ran him high. And it's like when you pass Bam Bam, you don't push him up in
Yeah,
the tough blocks. That's mistake number one because then you're gonna get that reaction out of him.
He's done that twice this season.
Yeah.
He did it at A1. So
you guys want to talk about Devin Raper and Alex Ray? It's been talked about, but you guys want to touch on it?
I just want to say congratulations to them for actually taking body shots and not head shots, because normally people just swing at the helmet, and I never
Can you
understood.
really
break
call it?
hands?
Those were terrible.
They weren't
Punches.
good body shots, but at least they
Yeah.
weren't swinging
Well,
at helmets.
what it looked like to me is Raper pretty much just grabbed A-Ray's helmet
Bear hug
and then never. I mean, Raper's a pretty big dude.
Yeah,
Like,
he's heavy. He's,
and I
he's
feel
a
like
big boy.
A-Ray probably could have held his own, but he was just like holding on to him like a dog with a collar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
he kind of talked about that last night, which you said you hadn't got to that part yet. It was sort of funny once you knew they were okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I was texting Alex about it, and but the fact that he was okay, the way as hard as Paulie hit him,
Oh yeah, I was
Unbelievable.
I talked to Paulie after the race because I was like over there because Josh Cartwright rode home with me,
yeah,
and the man looked banged up like that. That he took a hard hit.
yeah.
The man flipped over the bar so hard.
look ahead. I mean,
I agree, dude. That's something I've said. Like again, watching the race on Twitter, I'm like, these guys. That's one of the main things I was taught. Right, elbows up in our day. Always elbows up and look ahead.
Yeah.
And you see this all the time where other riders get plowed in the whoop at the end of the whoops. I'm like, how do you not see that?
There's just times you can't move over. There was you come out of that corner. There's ruts all the way up
just
the
that
face.
track, but just in general,
Yeah.
it happens a lot where you see somebody that's down and they're getting hit. I'm like you had 10 seconds. Like, look ahead. Or a guy's tipped over in a corner, right? A left-hander, right-hander, doesn't matter. And the next guy 5 seconds later comes through and takes the same rut and just plows right into him. Like, are you riding like me? Because I look straight down at the rut. I don't look ahead because I feel like I'm going to crash. Like, you should be more talented than that. Look ahead. How do you not see that guy in the corner 40 feet in front of you? How do you not see him laying there?
Yeah, I don't know about the corner situation. Granted, I kind of
Was there a flag out in the right spot? I didn't see that.
I don't think there was a flag
angle.
out yet when Paulie came over.
Yeah,
Well, no,
That's
they said on swap that's A-Ray, and then they were like, Paulie jumped up and he was just like, the flagger's not doing his job. The flagger's not doing.
Yeah.
That's what he said. That's what they were saying on that when I was listening to it. So,
and that one again, right? That jump was right out of the corner, right?
Right out of the corner,
Yeah,
you
so-
have ruts coming right out of it. Like if you're in a rut in the corner, you're hitting that rut.
Paulie, really, I don't know that I can totally blame that one on him because he was going the other direction ahead of time. He'd have to see it out the right side of his vision
while hitting whoops.
while trying to make a corner and probably seat bouncing. I'm assuming that double.
Yeah, you kind of just pop over.
So
it,
yeah, so I mean, I think that's a tough one, but it definitely happens a lot where these guys tag each other. And I'm
Well,
like, I don't know what you're thinking.
And Paulie wasn't the only one that did it. There was some Yamaha that did it right behind him.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
it
yeah.
may
Just,
have been,
just barely got through. Yeah. You're
yeah.
right. You're right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know that that's really completely on Paulie. It was just a crazy set of circumstances and really lucky all those guys walked away. Pretty
A-Ray
okay.
got smoked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Going
I'm gonna backpedal a little bit. Jake had a good point. He said if the roles were reversed, Anderson would have done the same thing.
Oh, I don't disagree. I still wouldn't have liked it.
I think Anderson would have been
Like,
docked.
Would you like
I'd
it? Would
be
you like
upset if
it
Chiz did
less
that.
or like it?
No, it's the same. I don't think I don't like it. Turn. It's a fucking turn. Turn.
All right.
Okay? Turn. And a turn. You understand? Turn.
Yeah, no, I got
means
you.
Turn.
I didn't do it. I just was watching on the TV, watching on the couch, man.
And this rant has been brought to you by Racetrack.
They already pay for another rant. So.
No.
We're going west. We're going back west, man. We get to see our 250 guys back. Christian Craig, Michael Moseman, Hunter Lawrence, who's going to be on here in a little bit. It's going to be a ruddy West Coast track, Seattle. Hell, maybe flooding. You never know in Seattle.
Yeah. I've never really liked the Seattle track. I'm always saying.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it either, but I'm just glad to get – I'm kind of – it's been enough of a break. I'm ready to get back and see some Christian ride. It's been too long and see those, our boy Mose. And I'm kind of excited, man. I wish it was a shootout. Like, I feel it's time – or a showdown.
Yeah.
I feel like it's time for a showdown, which I think is next week.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
pretty much that's the only thing left in this season that I'm really looking forward to because all the titles are kind of played out a little bit for the most part. So that'll be cool. I
Well, I want to ask you guys, though, with this West Coast race coming up, Christian's got a decent little lead. He doesn't have to go out and win. You think he plays it safe, Scotty?
I think playing it safe for him is he'll probably still get a good start. He'll probably ride around the lead, and then depending on what either Mose or Lawrence is doing, kind of maybe what pace they're running, kind of make that decision there. Like, can I get? Because I think his 90% is competitive with their maybe 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like he'll just kind of like what Eli did. Eli you could tell he was riding it in for a podium and just like when to get a podium, like, oh, I'm going to win this race.
To Eli right now.
Yeah.
Like he's got a championship in his target.
Yeah, I feel like
all he has to do is not do anything dumb, not have a bike break. Like
Yeah.
really, don't have. And you're good. You should be good. Tyler, where do you fall on this?
I think Seattle, not a huge fan of it, but it does give us our best chance to maybe get some weather in this championship that might be able to at least add a little bit of drama back into it and give it some life. You know, if, Eli breaks or Christian breaks, something happens, break a chain, then we're getting at least some type of championship battle to the end. But truthfully, Christian's probably going to just cruise her on in because what is it, 24?
Yeah,
23.
I didn't look. I don't remember.
Yeah,
but
I have no clue.
Yeah, after Hunter went down that last round, it was pretty much, it's pretty much
Like
done.
the last time we saw Hunter, he was on the back of a
Yeah,
mule.
Hunter is.
Did he get? I don't even remember. Did he get hurt?
1 point behind Moseman?
Did he get hurt from that bad?
They
or?
said he didn't.
He
get
said he was
hurt.
okay, but I think he was just banged up.
Okay, so he's
Yeah,
probably
but it was
he's good
perfect
to go
timing.
now. Yeah.
What about you, Doc?
Yeah, I don't think Craig will back it down. Like, honestly, I'm the same way. Like, when I back it down is whenever I make more mistakes.
Yeah, I've heard
so
that.
he's just gonna probably just ride his normal whatever race pace is for him. Hit all his lines right and just bring it in. If that's a first place, great. If that's a third, then just need to work on it for next weekend. Like,
Yeah.
or for the next race for him.
All right, we got two more things before we go to our first break. 250 winners. We just talked about the top three. Could be, somebody else can win. Tyler, who wins Seattle 250?
With Christian probably cruising, I'm going to say Hunter. I think Hunter comes out firing. Yeah.
Doc,
I'm still confident on Christian winning it.
Scotty.
I would like Hunter's my favorite rider in that coast. I do like to see what Christian's doing, but I think the break will probably be the most beneficial to Moseman.
That's
I think
who I'm picking.
I think he had. We talked to him at Arizona. Like, not really many things had gone right for him that season. He was still staying competitive. So I think the break hopefully did a lot for him, and I could see him kind of just coming out and then getting in front of Christian, and then that Christian's just going to kind of mail it in. I could see Mose easily winning it.
Okay, that's who I'm going with. But, so I looked up the email. Roger Gould is the guy that named the head so far, and his name was Babyface from Toy Story. That's the head that was on the spider legs.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
So that's the only one we've got so far. And if we don't get more before next weekend, then I guess it's Babyface. But
I wonder if we could get like a little metal-looking. What is his?
put some spider legs on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. But anyway, that's what we got so far. The other thing is, I mentioned a couple weeks ago that I wrote my first article for the magazine, and it's out. That is my first article in print. So
You
if
didn't didn't get a little picture in the bottom?
No, if you guys are on the YouTube, the magazine's
Here,
out. So
do it again.
This month's article is out. I've got another one coming out. Well, I'll be doing it every month now, but I was pretty excited about that. It's first article in print in Racer X.
Whole page, man.
Yeah, man. 10 minutes with. So pretty stoked.
Looks like it's kind of at the back of the magazine, though.
Well, it's a small second deal hole. Just wait till I take
Sorry.
Weech's job
Oh,
after I take Steve's job.
your dark side's on the rise. Buy stock now.
You better get on board now.
Hey, I'm sitting in the chair over here.
Can I buy
for
you
now
on
you
that
are.
crypto?
For
Can I
now.
get some on that cryptocurrency app that they keep promoting on Supercross?
I'm out on that stuff. It's over my head. I don't understand it.
I want to know if there was a dark side crypto.
Not yet. Maybe. Hey, let's do that. Let's start that.
There you go.
You get on that, Tyler.
No clue how.
Me either. Commercial break. We'll be back with Zach.
Okay.
But we'll do the intro and we'll get this thing going.
Sounds good.
All right, our first guest of the night is brought to you by Fly Racing. What else would it be brought to you by? Fly Racing has been developing and innovating its gear line since 1998, and Fly Racing is the only choice if you want the best. Just ask current riders like Zach Osborne, RJ Hampshire, Damon Bradshaw, Justin Brayton, Carson Mumford, and many more. Check out your local dealerships and ask for Fly Racing, as well as the endless list of products offered by WPS. Tonight, Fly Racing brings us Zach Osborne. What's up, buddy?
How's it going, guys?
It's going good, man. Good to talk to you. It's been a little bit.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's like I didn't know if, now that you're semi-retired, you just be like, you know what? I don't want to do media anymore. I'm done, except for Pulp, probably.
No, come on. I'm not that guy. You know that.
So, man, you just signed a 2-year deal as the Husqvarna brand ambassador. Like, how's that feel? Because, Steve kind of talked about the issues at Husky there at the end where you thought you were going to get you didn't know how the situation was going to go with the contract, but it sounds like you guys are good and you're fully on board.
Yeah, we're moving forward. I'm stoked to have worked something out with Husky and be a part of it for a couple of years here. I think we have a really cool little schedule put together, and there's I think people are going to be stoked about it.
What is, when they say brand ambassador, you hear this all the time with RV and McGrath, and I mean that means you're going to do events, you're going to do different rides, I would assume, ride all the different bikes for media coverage. Like, what all does it entail?
Pretty much exactly what you just said. And then on top of that, I'm going to be doing like corporate events, like dealer shows, and just sales meetings and that kind of stuff, just to be a face for the brand, basically. Also, I'm going to do some racing, nothing really like what I would say is super high level. I'm going to do some GNCCs, but most likely only in the sportsman class, and just a little bit of a different schedule. I'm going to do a couple of J days up in the Northeast, a couple of West Coast races like West Coast Hare Scrambles or whatever we decide. The Colorado 600. I'm going to end up doing about 15 races. It seems 10 or 15 races. So I'm looking forward to making it happen, and just kind of getting to know people outside of just Supercross and motocross on a professional level.
That's awesome, man. I love that for you. I'm really happy that you found something like that. I mean, and you you could tell you had a passion for, working with and training with RJ and kind of coaching a little bit, and you're helping Jack, and we're going to get to all that in a minute, but it's cool that you found something that really seems to fit you.
Yeah. And it does, it's kind of like the dream or goal position when you're done, right? Like you get to transition into something for the company where you still get to ride and you get cool bikes and all the things, but not racing 30 weekends a year, grinding 4 days a week
right.
on a motorcycle and all the stuff that goes with that. So
absolutely,
I'm super grateful to have had that chapter, but I'm also stoked to move on to a new chapter with Husky and with everyone involved with my little program that we're gonna build up over the next couple of years, and hopefully we can make an impact and just like I said, people be stoked on it.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm going to change the topic here a little bit. So I've been watching a lot of the MXGP. Their season's getting going, and it just has such a different look to it than our outdoors do. And I know that I've been thinking a lot about how the production rule probably plays a big part in just they have so many different things that they can do with their bikes. And I just kind of wanted your firsthand experience on how much of a difference that rule makes on the different bikes, and like what you kind of see maybe causing that different look as it appears.
Well, I mean, as long as everybody's on the production rule or the not production rule, I don't think it's a huge, advantage / disadvantage unless somebody stumbles across something that's just unbelievable, which at this day and time, and the technology and stuff that everyone has on both sides of the water in both situations with production and works rules, I don't think that there's any major, huge difference across the board as far as technology or bikes go. But as far as like looking, what do you mean by that?
I don't know. When I watch it, I guess maybe it's a lot to do with the tracks. I just feel like it just doesn't look this. I mean, it's still the same. It's motocross racing, but it just looks different. I mean, it looks a lot more fluid, and like they're doing a lot. Obviously the ruts and stuff are different.
The riders' technique and stuff.
It just has such a different feel to it, and it's not as.
I think that. So Jake Nichols is a really fast British guy that I used to race in GPs and British Championship, and he absolutely hates like his word for it is like the slot car tracks of America. So we battle on Instagram. We're actually good friends now or whatever. But I'll send him a clip like, dude, look at this track. It's so sick, and it's like Colorado from back in 2015 when it was just like literally a slot car track, and he's like, that's terrible, look at this. But to me, so a little bit of what we've lost here in the States, and the reason that I believe personally that the tracks have to be ripped super deep and watered super heavy is because we've straightened our tracks out a lot for TV purposes. I think that's the reason why they've straightened them out a lot. But like if you go back to High Point, like pre new High Point, like when the start was still uphill, there was so much off camber to it, and there was so much variation to the hills and everything that you didn't need the slot car type prep. But now that the tracks have gotten a lot straighter, also like Colorado is a lot straighter than it used to be, a lot faster. And when you straighten them out like that, it's fine, except it's super fast. And in my opinion, when it's super fast, the injury rate goes up. So to keep the speed down and the technicality in it, you have to rip the tracks deep, and you have to have that slot car-ish feel, if you want to call it that. So to me, yes, I agree. Like the tracks like Trentino and like Argentina looks like one of my worst nightmares to ride, by the way. I never had to race there, and I'm so grateful because it looks so sketchy. But the tracks are not ripped as deep, and they're still rough, but they have a lot more turns and a lot more camber and a lot more variation in the track. Whereas here, everything's gone to where it's so straight that, like I said, we have to have that slot car feel. So I get what you're saying with the look, and I do agree. But to bring that look here, we have to kind of go backwards a little bit with our tracks to kind of, even all that out, because to me they're just too fast if you don't have those ruts and stuff.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I never would have thought of it like that. That's why I asked.
There you go.
I'm going to change subject on you.
That's solely my opinion. Like, that's what I think, just having ridden the tracks kind of, let's say, the way they were back in the day, not really, but, even within the last 7 years, I feel like they've changed a whole lot as far as lap times go. If you look at Redbud back in the day, now it goes down the hill one time, up, and then down the hill and into that tabletop. Back in the day, that section was like, the track was 3 minutes and 30 seconds long, and that section had like 3 or 4 turns up and down that hill that were like super cambered. So you take that away, then what do you have as far as technicality if you don't have the ruts? So that's just kind of what I've settled on at this point.
I like it. Works for me. I don't know any better, Zach. I mean,
yeah, I trust your opinion.
Yeah, I trust your opinion way more than mine.
I'm going to change it up on you again. So I noticed you've been riding the 300 two-stroke. So I kind of wanted to know why you chose that over maybe like the 4-stroke. You've been doing a little trail riding. Do you see an advantage when you're doing, on trails with the 2-stroke versus the 4-stroke, or is it just kind of a personal choice?
No, actually, it was the only bike that I've had for a while now. I have that and then a 450 Supermoto. So I had those from my last contract, and I just hadn't. Husky and I were still working on a deal, so it was like, the only bike that I had that before I got new demos, which will be here soon. But I actually was not that stoked on it at first. I'm not really a diehard 2-stroke guy, I wouldn't say. And that one's a TXI, so it's the TPI version of the Husqvarna TX Off-Road 300.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, I say this loosely, but it's quite slow compared to what I'm used to. A factory 450
sure.
that I've ridden for the last 3 years. So it was quite not really. It's still not really like fast enough. I want to go faster, like top speed. You know what I mean? But I've really enjoyed riding it. I've got this. There's a Get ECU and injection relocation that I put on it, and it's an awesome bike. Like it's a fun bike. Like a couple, maybe 8, I guess it was maybe 2 months ago now, I raced a trail race in Okeechobee, and it wasn't tight. Like the trees weren't tight against you, but it was kind of windy, like super windy through the trees. And it was just like, I could put it in third gear and just roll it on, and it was the perfect power. So I have come to really enjoy riding it. At first I was like, man, I'm not a 2-stroke guy at all. I don't have the corner speed to ride this thing, but the more I get used to it, and like the more I've ridden into it, I quite enjoy it now.
Yeah, the 2-stroke talk's funny because I'm getting my 250 probably the next month, I guess, from Kiefer. And I also have no corner speed, Zach. It's not going to be pretty. That's the good thing about me having a 450 all these years is lack of talent, but all you got to do is point and shoot. And
makes up.
Yeah, I'm going to have to figure out how to like completely ride all over again. But I think that's why Chris has put me on 2-stroke, is to find the fun again, is what he says. Maybe that's the best deal he could get on a bike. I don't know, but I'm kind of excited to get a 2-stroke because I really haven't rode one since 06 when I went to 4-strokes. So I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it really is. It's a fun bike. I enjoy riding it. I would really like it, I think, if I had it, let's say, like in the mountains where I'm from in Virginia, and there was some like techie little hill climbs, or, some tighter woods, or we were in a creek section or something like that. It's the ultimate for something like that. I think. I haven't ridden it there, so I can't really speak to it. But from the riding that I have done on it, it seems like that would be the ultimate place for it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to start backing off the motocross stuff so much and maybe try to start trail riding with some buddies of mine and stuff like that. So I think the two-stroke's going to fit really well for that. That's kind of my body's just not made for motocross anymore, and I don't know that I need to go out there and try to kill myself. And I'm getting kind of old.
Yeah, I hear you. You guys have actually a lot of good trail racing in Texas that I guess I never knew about, but watching Shorty's Instagram and stuff, he always posts that stuff, and it looks awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying to get into that. What you got, Doc?
Yeah, so I'm gonna change it up on you again.
We're doing like the roulette or the Wheel of Fortune.
I thought this was a podcast, not 21 questions.
Oh, yeah, it
Wow.
pretty much is.
No, I'm totally joking. I love it. I'm stoked to answer some different questions, and that rut slot car track thing is a passion project of mine. So if you can tell.
That's great.
No, I was pretty right next to Rise Unlimited out at Daytona, and I saw you working with Jack pretty heavy and everything like that, talking to him between each of the qualifyings and all that. And I just was curious what it's like from coming from the top of the sport, working with a kid that's a little under the radar.
Yeah, it's fun. Jack, I've said it a million times, and I would still say it, but I never had intentions to be a trainer. Like riding coach or mentor is one thing. I definitely do enjoy that, and I just never kind of saw myself being, let's say, like the quote unquote trainer. But the right opportunity came along with Jack. He's a great kid. Has a great family. They're super committed. He has good equipment. And I was riding at his place right before I retired. And when I did retire, they were like, hey, Jack actually, he got himself in a little bit of hot water because he asked before he asked his parents. And I was like, yeah, I would love to sit down with you guys and talk and kind of explain my side. And if everything works, then we can move forward. So then I was like, hey, when are we going to sit down or whatever? So then he asked his parents, and they were like, well, we're already spending all this money, and we want you to succeed, but where does it end? But anyways, we linked up, and he's a great kid, needs no prodding, super motivated. I don't have, it's not like I have to, if I give him something to do, he's going to do it. It's not like I have to worry about it or think about it if he's doing it or not. So it's been it's been fun for me to kind of share my knowledge. It's been fun for him to learn, I think. And we try to, I told my wife whenever I started, I was like, look, the main thing for me is I see all these guys become trainers and they forget their experiences. They forget the day that they were having a crappy day and they were behind and they just couldn't turn it around. And, they're still grinding it in their athletes. And I was like, I'm not going to be that guy. I don't care if the guy's undertrained, we're not going to go down that road, So it's
cool,
been fun to kind of have to bite my tongue every now and then or whatever. But like I said, with Jack, it's one thing. He's a great kid, great attitude, motivated. But if I had a group of kids who weren't, it would really, really take its toll on me. So this is kind of a great little gig for me. I don't know that I would ever take on another training client. It would have to be a really just again a perfect situation where I felt good about it and I didn't have to be looking over somebody's shoulder all the time.
Yeah, that's smart.
That's fair. One other thing with him, watching him, and of course I'm at the races too and trying to qualify also, but watching him, he has really, really good speed and everything like that. His technique on the bike is great and everything. It just seems to be, he's can't really stay off the ground. I don't know if you are working on that with him or if it's just something that he's just got to figure out mentally.
Well, it's something he's got to figure out mentally, right? We have plenty of data to show that he's way better than, not making main events on the weekends and struggling the way he's struggling, which it's hard for me to watch because I know, I know him on a personal level and I know how stressful what's going on is for him. So I'm like, dude, if you just show up and let it happen one weekend, it'll be so easy. And you'll be like, oh, I don't know why I've been stressing myself out and doing. And last weekend at
Indy,
where were Indy? Yeah, sorry, I couldn't remember if it was Indy or Detroit. Last weekend at Detroit, he went out for the third practice. Well, the second time session, and like finally rode pretty good, was like 6th or 7th in the B practice, 20 something overall, like just, got going in the right direction. But all day during the day, during free practice, crashed 3 times, during the first time session, crashed a couple times. And like it, that all starts to build on itself and the pressure he feels. And I'm like, dude, you just got to like let this go. So then he goes out in the third practice, rides great, has, decent times, but he was already kind of behind 2 practices because he more or less wasted the first 2. So, but then he was, in a totally different mood and was joking around and, but it's, I can talk until I'm blue in the face, but he has to have those experiences. He's a very intelligent kid and, it's not, he doesn't question me, but I can see his wheels turning all the time,
Yeah. He's got to see it for himself.
Right. So, it's just him experiencing it. And it's a little bit that way for everyone, right? Like you have to kind of learn and make it your own and figure it all out, right? That's just the way it is. That's how it is.
Absolutely. And just so you know, Doc, who just asked you those questions, he's in the 250 class trying to make his first night shows. So he was there and learning also and trying to figure it out. So yeah, he's a young up and coming rider. Hopefully he gets a night show at the next one.
That's the plan.
So
yeah, that's awesome, dude. I remember I was talking to your dad, right? Your dad's TJ?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So I was talking to him a little bit at Daytona.
Yeah. Okay. TJ's a weirdo. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I apologize.
Doc's cool, but TJ's a weirdo. I was going to say, though, Jack, I took Jack in fantasy this weekend because I decided,
I did too.
I decided I was either going to win or I was getting zeros, basically. I took like
that's
60.
Exactly how I felt. Like I'm an idiot, obviously. And
same.
I'm like, I just got to win a round or do something cool at this. Like I got to get out of this. Like I've been scoring, like 200. Sometimes I scored 250 or 260, but I was like, I'm just going for broke. So I had like, sorry, but hold on.
You're good.
Hold on. Shh.
No, it's fine.
Sorry.
No, don't worry about it.
I had 2 16s and A-Ray on my 450 team. And then I had 3 16s and Jet, maybe, I think.
Okay.
Or, a decent winner in the 250.
Yeah.
But I was rolling the dice on the other. So I ended up like 5 in the main, I think, or 4
That's
in
what
the main.
I had 5. But my 250s included Pierce as my all-star. So when he went down and I already knew the other 3 weren't making it in, I was like, okay, I'm going to have 0 guys in the main event. There's no way Pierce is coming back. And I don't feel very good about Osby, Hand, or Chambers at this point. I'm like, all right, I'm getting zeros. So, but it worked out where I at least got Osby and Pierce. But yeah, I did the same thing, man. But it's all in fun. So I'm not one of those guys like JT who's mad at the riders. I was just, whatever. I suck at this game.
It's frustrating, man.
Yeah.
Like
it's fun though.
Yeah, it is fun. And it adds like a whole nother thing to it. I've somehow got sucked into this fantasy thing. I never had a fantasy football team or anything until
me either.
2 years ago. And then I'm just not a big football fan in general, but it just brings something else to it. I don't even have to watch the games, but I can watch my fantasy team and be all into it. And I'm in a golf group and now an F1 group and out
consumed with it now.
Group, so
yeah,
I got plenty going on.
Right. Got a few more for you, Zach.
All right, so I've been seeing a bunch of clips of the day in the dirt, and I know you were there. It looked really fun. So I kind of wanted you to describe that day, but also it's what I've seen the most of.
Dirt. That's how. It was in the dirt.
Oh, I can never. There's no winning here, Zach. But okay, so what I've seen the most of is Randy Richardson's performance. He was walking around with a ratio ride with, like, I'm assuming, some kind of beer, alcohol in it, and just someone gave him a megaphone
had to make him do a burnout.
Yeah, do a burnout. So I just kind of wanted you to describe Randy Richardson's performance at the day in the dirt.
I would say it was epic. It's like part of the show at this point, right?
Yeah.
Such a cool dude, and I guarantee no one there. I had a blast, and there's no chance I had more fun than Randy did. Like, he was just loving it, and he was kind of the center of the whole deal, in my opinion.
He's great. He's great. Yeah, he's always the center of whatever he's on.
For sure.
He always funny.
Yeah, I saw the one where he was like one guy was like trying to do something actually official, and then like he was just like echoing him and like funny accents and saying, "Oh, dude, it was so funny."
It was. He was all time there. Super fun, and just the whole event is so fun. I mean, it's well put together. There was like 3,100 entries or something over the week. It's crazy how many people are there, and honestly, how well put together it all is, and how well run. It all goes off without a hitch, and is just really fun.
I like it. I got to make one of those. A couple more questions for you. We'll let you go. I had read, I don't know how accurate this is, that you were considering doing the 2-stroke world championships and maybe the vet worlds.
Yeah, I'm doing both of those actually
you are.
for sure. Husky built me a pretty sick 300 2-stroke motocross bike, so I'll be there for that. And then also, vet worlds. Like I said, a couple of J days, a couple of GNCC, some West Coast stuff. That's all part of the gig. So
okay, the vet worlds will be good. Yeah,
a little bit last week, a little bit more this week. So I'm ramping up to kind of get into some sort of condition to where I can be some level of competitive wherever I do. So I'm looking forward to it. It's just a really cool opportunity. Like I said, it's kind of the dream job when, especially, with my history with Husky and where, the heritage that I have there. So it's pretty cool.
Absolutely. How was the flat track today? I saw that on Instagram. That looked cool.
Fun. Honestly, I was nervous going there. I have never done anything. I rode a flat track bike at Alden's on some kind of little TT track they had set up, but nothing. I mean, we're talking like 10 minutes. So today I had Sipes there coaching me a little bit, and then the guy that owns the place where I was, Johnny Lewis, he was there too. And I feel like for my first day I did decent enough, and I thought it was a fun little deal. It was way more fun than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But also a little bit harder too. They were like, the track conditions are perfect. Actually, the front tire is way more grippy than I could have ever imagined. And I just, the more comfortable I got, the more sketchy I got, if you know what I mean.
Oh, sure.
So I was, a little bit maybe lucky to escape a couple times today. She got a little, you're like sliding and it catches and you're like, oh, dang, that was a close one. But all in all, it was a really fun day. I think I'm going to try to go back again, once or twice before Sipes needs his wheels back.
Yeah. It sounds like it's going to be a little while for him.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He's making progress. He had another surgery last week or week before last, and he seems to be doing a lot better after that. So
yeah, he was on Pulp last night though, and I think he said like 6 months recovery from the last surgery.
Yeah,
so that's a while.
I mean, yeah, he's got a ways to go, but
he might be ready for American Flat Track by then.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever be for American Flat Track.
Yeah, I hear you. You got one more, Tyler?
Yeah, I just kind of want to go back and actually touch on the GNCCs real quick with you. So Ben Kelly's off to a really hot start there. I think, what is it, 2 for 2 or 3 for 3 now?
I think 3 for 3.
So what do you think it's going to take for those guys to maybe get up there and run with him? Because it seems like he's kind of he's got it for right now.
Yeah, I mean, with the injuries to Stu and to
Thad,
to Spring and Thad, I think that they're going to have a hard time. Like with Ben, I think he won in Florida by like 4 minutes or something. That's like monumental in my opinion. They're going to have a hard time just knocking him off. I think it's going to be him beating himself at the moment, at least, before anybody really steps up to beat him. But I think Toth was pretty close to the last round. I know that there's some talented guys that can step up and do it, but Ben just seems to be so solid right now.
All right, so Zach, for the YouTube, I used like your picture that you had on your Instagram is from I don't know how long ago, but you're in 66 on a KTM, and you got a little cheesy grin on, and I just wanted you to take us back to that kid and what that kid had going on, and just talk about that a little bit.
Which picture is it? Is it off my Instagram?
Yeah, it's probably a couple posts back.
Okay, yeah. So that was actually a post for a GoFundMe for my mechanic who's pictured with me there, Al Biker. He's having a little bit of a battle with cancer at the moment. So it was to help him. But yeah, we at that moment we were in Italy for the 2003 Junior World Cup, and we were going through technical control. I think either my mom or dad must have snapped that picture. And yeah, just a cool moment for me. I always wanted to be part of that team. I had a good race at, I think it was Lake Whitney that year, where they were kind of doing a little bit of the pre-selection or whatever.
Yeah.
And I got on the team with Bradley Graham and RV, and then Matt Bunny and Chisholm, I think, were the two 125 riders. That was when it was only 125 and 85. So the weekend was awesome for me. I think I got second in my heat race, or two heats. I think I got second in my heat race, and then I got third overall. RV won and Porcel got second, but I think Porcel, if I remember correctly, Porcel went 1-1 but got docked in the second moto. I want to say he got docked time like a minute or something.
Wow.
And it ended up giving him a 1-2 overall, and RV won, but Porcel got docked because his silencer fell off and he failed sound after. So
Oh, jeez.
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Backstory, but that was a cool trip for me. I was a year younger than those guys, so to get on the podium was huge. And we had done a lot of testing the year before to get that bike to where it was, and to the production line in time to make it a model for the 2003 year. So just that whole time period was really cool for me as a kid.
Very cool story. Last question for you. You're not having to train to be an elite athlete anymore. You're not at Alden's every day grinding. How's the diet? What are we enjoying these days?
Well, it's been marginal at best. It's not been very
good.
But I've peaked. My peak weight was like back in December, so we're on the way down now, which is definitely good. But definitely some way to go. I think I weigh probably like 183 right now.
Oh,
180. So, like I think 175 will do. I don't know if I'll ever be back down in the low 160s when I'm grinding every day and, just skimping meals and skimping every calorie that I could. So, I'm definitely on the decline, but still elevated. Let's say that.
I like it. Zacho, thank you. I always appreciate you. You know that. You always say yes pretty much, and it's been good to talk to you. Missed seeing you at the races, but it's good to catch up with you a little bit.
Yeah, dude. Thank you guys for some original questions and some cool content. I hope it goes over good with the masses. So I hope you guys have a good rest of the show too. You
too. Tell Brittany I said hi, please. We love seeing her, so we miss seeing her as much as you, if not more.
Will do.
All right, man. See you, bud.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. All right. Thanks to Zach Osborne for coming on. Always a great guest. We appreciate Zacho. Guys.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that he's getting that ambassador thing with Husky. Like, I mean, he got them their first championship. Like, it's cool to see that he got taken care of out of that.
Yeah.
He's literally probably my favorite racer.
Oh, really?
Maybe of all time. Yeah.
Nice.
I really like him.
Was that the first time you...
I've never talked to him before.
Oh,
never
cool.
even met him in person.
Good.
So, yeah.
You did not sound like you were fanboying. That's good.
Yeah, when you texted me and told me that he was coming on,
you had to get it all out.
I called my brother real quick, and we were both on the phone. I was like, dude, Zach.
I got him.
Yeah. That's how I felt. Well, I mean, I felt that way when I first talked to Zach too, to be honest. And then but the one for me that got me was McGrath. That one was tough to.
That one got to your heart a little bit.
Reed would be the other one.
I had to. I've said it on here before. It was at MXDN at Red Bud last time, and when I first met him, I first met him as quote unquote media, and he knew I was trying to interview him. And when I went to talk to him to set it up, I had to stop and talk to myself for a minute. Like, okay, got to be cool. Don't be weirdo. Don't act goofy. Just be cool, man. He's a regular guy. Come on, man. He's a regular guy. You can't do this.
I had like 20 of those moments when we went to Arizona and Arlington.
hey, Doc, do you know how old Kyle Chisholm is?
Oh, God.
Tyler, do you know how old Ryan Filippo is? Hey, do you know how old RJ Hampshire is? Hey, do you know how old...
I did not ask it that many times.
Dude, you asked at least 10 times
I'm sorry.
how old somebody was.
Okay, Dark Side doesn't really... you think that a guy that does a podcast would talk and have conversation much, but you kind of got to start things. So I was trying to ask questions
What
to start
happened, Doc?
conversation. We're just
The chair break?
That was almost the other foot.
Is it broke?
No, it's not broke. I think it just came unpopped.
Okay. All right.
But I'm just trying to start. We're sitting here in in the press box, not saying a word to each other. I'm just trying to start honest
Just
conversation.
trying to watch the ride and,
No,
Yeah.
you
trying to
look
watch qualifying.
stressed out there.
What do you mean?
Like I saw you in the pit. You came out to the pits. And you look so stressed.
It is hectic.
I kind of look like that
Then
anyway.
you lost
So
the mic.
That's normal.
yeah, then I lost my favorite mic. That I just bought, but
It's your favorite. You had it for
That's why we
probably
can't
like-
have nice things.
I got another one though.
whole
I went and
week.
bought another one.
Yeah.
No. I just kind of always have that look. Even if I'm like super calm, I just kind of have that freaked out look. I don't know.
It just
Yeah.
looks a little extra.
I've got ADHD. I don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah, I hear that. I feel it. All right, let's take a commercial break. We'll be back with Hunter Lawrence asking you questions, but we'll knock this thing out.
All right.
All right, next up, brought to you by Cherubies USA. For decades, the Cherubies USA has been the leader in moto plastic and accessories with products that fit perfectly and look great and last. The Cherubies has what you need. Visit CherubysUSA.com and support our title sponsor. Tonight, at Cherubies USA brings us Mr. Hunter Lawrence. What's up, buddy?
What's up, mate? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's good to get you back on. It's been a little bit. I think last time we talked a little bit about music and stuff. We always like doing that. But we're about to get back to 250 West. We're going to Seattle. Could be pretty ruddy. Could be rainy. You never know. How do you feel about Seattle?
Honestly, I can't really tell you because I've never been there. So,
Okay.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, just going to another race,
How are you feeling, man? Because last time we saw you was A3, and you took a pretty good spill.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, she took a little bit to buff out, but no, I'm all good. I'm all good.
So we're back. We're going to make up some points, and we're going to make a run at Christian, right?
Absolutely.
I like it. Scotty?
That's the plan, man.
Oh,
You're not even ready. Well, I'll keep going. Then.
yeah,
That's- so you're currently third in points, 1 point behind Michael Moseman. What is, obviously, I would think, I'm going to ask you what your goals are or expectations for the next few West Coast rounds as they come, but I know that you want to win, but realistically, like, is there a minimal, like, all right, I really have to get Mose at least. I want second, or do you even set goals like that?
No, I mean, honestly, like, I couldn't even remember actually what it was in the
Okay.
championship. I haven't even looked. Like, it was literally, I couldn't care less after A3. I was more just kind of like bummed because
Yeah.
of how it ended. I really wanted to, stick it to Christian. I felt like I really could have. I was feeling really good and was keeping him honest and just started, chipping away little bit by little bit at that. I think it was like under 2 second gap, But yeah, I just want to win. Like, I'm not focused on if I get, it's either I'm going for the championship, It's still tough to say. It's not, very rarely does someone jack up, what is it, like 30 points or something?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what do we have, 3 rounds left, 4 rounds left?
Yeah.
So,
I think, yeah, 2 showdowns and yes. Yeah. 3, I think.
Yeah. So, but then again, crazier things have happened. So, mate, I just want to be the best version of myself these next 4 rounds, so that if anything happens, we're just there. We just keep the pressure on him the whole rest of the series.
Yeah, I think that's smart. That sounds like a good game plan.
I just kind of wanted to touch on kind of like the bike
Yeah.
setup throughout the break real quick. Did y'all change anything? I saw you had been riding maybe the 450 some. Did that maybe help you discover anything coming in back out of the break, or was that the 450 maybe strictly just to help you get ready for outdoors?
Yeah, it was just to kind of ride, just because we're on parts and stuff. So we just jump on the 450 to get some time in. But I had like the 2 weeks after Anaheim, I had off. I was still pretty banged up and wasn't ready to ride. Really had some ribs and kind of around my shoulder area and stuff like that. So just wanted to let that heal up and then get stuck back into it. So I didn't get to ride the 450 a whole great deal, and then just back on 250, and it wasn't the ideal 6-week break I had wanted it to be, but I think we still got a lot of good stuff. We just made some progress with the team, just recently. So obviously Jet Racing, they've continued to develop and stuff. So it should be good. Hopefully we can have a better platform, for the next few races.
Nice.
Yeah, so coming into these next rounds, you've probably been stressing out a little bit over trying to make sure everything is as good as it can be coming in, and I was just curious what y'all are, like, having a brother that's also trying to have fun all the time. What are y'all trying to do to keep it light while also progressing every day?
Nothing really, mate, because there's never really a time when it's not light. You know, we go to the track, we do our work, we have fun in between we talk shit and enjoy ourselves, but you know, we work our asses off. So there's never really, and we enjoy it, dude. We live a bitchin' life. Like, we ride dirt bikes, we train, you know, we get to play golf in our recovery time. Like, I mean, that's literally a retirement for some people, you know, like that's what the retirement plans are. So yeah, we don't have, you know, our trainer Osho's awesome. We enjoy doing the training he, you know, sets out for us. And like I said, there's not really a time when we're like, hey, like, let's go do something different to like change the mood up, you know, let's do something fun. Like, no, every day we always have fun, mate. So there's not really anything that we've changed drastically away from the track that's like to have fun. My best mate from Australia is over here at the moment. So he'll come to Seattle. I haven't seen him for like 4 years. So that was really cool that, you know, he was able to come over and just kind of just act an idiot, you know, with him. So
I have to say, Hunter, every time I talk to you or your brother, I think I've told you this before, like, your answers are so mature and so respectful of, like, you realize what you have and, you know, how lucky you are. And it's just good raising, man. Your parents did a good job. And every time I talk to you two, I'm like a bigger fan, because that stuff's important to me as an older guy with kids, now a granddaughter. I'm like, man, a lot of kids don't have that respect. It's all like, what about me and what can I get, or this is owed to me. And you don't come across that way at all.
No, yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. That's nice of you to say. I mean, dude, the world's a fucked up place, and there's a lot of other people in this world that are doing a lot worse off than what we are and stuff, you know. So I mean, for us to ever think we've got it tough now or whatever, like, I mean, it's pretty shallow, because we live an amazing life, you know. We work very, very hard for it.
Yeah.
By no means did we luck into this, but we definitely paid in full for it and some. So yeah, we're living the life we've earned, and you know, still so young in that life, still so much to achieve. So
good for you, man.
All right, Hunter. So, excuse me. So minus the crash at the last round, because I in my head I still feel like you are a title contender that should be in the points battle. So minus that crash, and you look back at the beginning of this season, the expectations that you had compared to like the reality of what you're in right now, kind of take us through like some, maybe the goals, expectations versus reality that you're in now.
Yeah, so expectations versus reality is just, like you said, not in that points battle, like as close as we'd like to be. But as far as looking back on the season, I mean, my worst finish, you know, obviously by Anaheim, which I didn't finish, was a third place. So looking back, you know, on last year, where I think my worst was like a seventh, I think, in one of the Atlanta mud races. So, you know, and it wasn't on the podium every weekend. Like, as far as how I look at Anaheim 3, I think second place was the easy decision that night, you know, because Vince was like quite a long way behind me and Christian. But, you know, obviously I was going for the win. You know, I believe that was, you know, and still is a possible chance for me to win this championship. So I'm just like, yeah, there's not much of a expectation versus reality, actually, I don't think, because, man, I've been giving it my all. Giving it my all, and I'm happy with how I've been riding. Sure, there's a few things which I'm like, man, I, you know, maybe could have executed this better, maybe could have done this better, but at the same time, like, Christian Craig's a very, very hard competitor to beat this year. You know, I think this is the best shape and form he's been in ever. You know, if you look back on the past, you know, how many umpteen years he's been racing, this year he's, you know, put all the pieces to the puzzle together. I think it's fair to say, you know.
Yeah.
The first half of the season, so.
Yeah, you know, nothing against you, obviously, or Mose, you know, but I mean, Christian, he deserves one, man. I mean, and he's earned it, and if this thing works out for him, I don't think there's going to be anybody, probably including you, that's going to be too upset for the guy, right? I mean, like, he's worked his butt off, and if he puts the season together that it looks like he's going to, then, you know, all the congratulations to him. Like, he's earned it. So, but yours is still coming. I mean, there's no doubt yours is coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm not trying to put you in any kind of spot, but Tyler asked about you riding a 450. There's always the rumors. So all I want to ask you is, if you had an opportunity to ride the 450, whether it be outdoors or even indoors this year, if they just said, hey, do you want to ride a 450? Would that be something you feel like you would like to do this early in your career, or would you personally rather wait?
No, absolutely. If I had the proper preparation time, enough time to dial in a motorcycle and feel comfortable on it and have some good, good quality laps, absolutely. I would absolutely love to, because that's ultimately the end goal.
Yeah.
I don't plan on being in a 250 class in 3 or 6 years' time, So I would love to, but if it was like, hey, obviously what happened with Kenny, you want to ride the 450 this weekend? I think I'd be like, it'd be kind of like throwing me to the wolves a little bit. Like, these guys have probably got close to, on a 450 motorcycle, close to 8,000 to 10,000 practice laps in multiple off seasons of training. And I've never even ridden a 450 on Supercross. So that's a whole new ball game to throw someone into. It's almost a little unrealistic.
Yeah, I think so too. So I think that's a great answer. And I think Mertz would probably try to put the kibosh on that. So he's definitely the guy you have in your corner, man, with Mertz is he's really, really looking out for your best interest, as we already kind of mentioned your family too. So you got good people in your corner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's I would definitely go do it, but we need the correct amount of time to get ready to prepare ourselves for that,
So my question actually is about Mertz. So I had a chance to interview him at Arlington, and he was really cool, and it was cool for him to give me a chance. And he's a very interesting guy, and I just kind of wanted to know from your perspective what makes him unique to you.
What makes Lucas,
like, what makes him unique? Like, what from your perspective, what do you think that makes him different and stand out? Like, just kind of
maybe another.
From another agent, or just kind of
agent.
as a person, what kind of stands out, the qualities and stuff that he has?
So the first thing comes to mind is he's similar to us in a way that where we think a little differently to everyone else. And then just for his, I'll say as an agent, how he's different is he's not out there. How do I word this correctly? Just trying to get piece these words together, because he's a very unique character for those of you that know him, but and even worked with him on a business level. It's not your typical, hey, sponsor my guy, he's gonna, with this gear, he's gonna help sell you gear. There's a much bigger deal than that, and it's essentially to grow the sport. It's bigger than that. So I think that on an agent level is what separates him, is his mind is not inside a box, and there's no limitation or borders or anything keeping his imagination and his goal and drive. And then obviously the guy works incredibly hard. But to us, what makes him unique to us is the loyalty that we share the exact same thing. Like, we're going on, I want to say 6 and a half years, 6 years, 6.5 years of, being friends and working with him. And it's just that loyalty, he came to us when we were, a nobody in this, and we've ridden the wave to where we are now as a family. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I like that a lot. You had one, Tyler?
Yeah, I just wanted to touch real quick on, so are you locked in with like Honda and A-Stars for next year and the following year, or is there that contract coming up with Mertz, or are y'all working on getting something kind of an extension, or are you good for the next year or two?
I think we're pretty good.
I think so too. Yeah. I don't think anybody wants to let the Lawrence brothers go. Did you have another one, Scotty? I got a couple more, but go ahead.
Well, I got some listener questions.
Yeah, let's do listener questions.
I got two that I'm going to kind of try to tie into one. So we had one of the guys said that his girlfriend wanted to know if y'all made any progress on getting the old family house back, and also another one wanted to know if you also made any progress on getting your dad the car that he had always had, and I think he said the Maro.
Yeah. Actually, so we've made. So this Christmas, last year I bought a 1973 Chevrolet Camaro with a 383 stroker and a turbo on it. And I gave that to Dad for Christmas this just past year. So it's not the exact car, not at the exact level of what his one was. He had to sell it, but to start. And
That's cool. That's great.
yeah, so he's stoked on that. So he's got something he can tinker along in the shed and stuff, and just kind of he just likes to tinker of an afternoon if he has time. So that's cool. So that was cool. But the house back in Australia, we haven't made any progress on that. We're probably not really. Geez, I don't know. There's no real push for us to pursue that in all honesty right now, just because we don't really have any intentions of going back.
Yeah.
Our life's so good here. We love it here. We love the States. We love the freedom we have here. We love the fact we can like do stupid stuff on the farm. The car and truck like market here to build old school C10s, old Camaro, like the whole deal is incredible. Like, so there's a lot of things that we enjoy here more than back in Australia.
Yeah, that seems fair. A couple more questions for you. The ride day at Dade City, the free ride day with you and your brother, how did that go? What was the response?
Mate, it was unreal. It was awesome. It was like kind of surreal as to how many. I think everyone was shocked. Like everyone that was, helping us out, Red Bull, Dade City, the guys there, like Lucas was there, and we were all just like, holy crap! Like we couldn't believe how many people turned up.
Oh,
like
yeah. In my mind, when I read the promotion for it, I was like, oh my God, like everybody anywhere within 10 hours is probably going to come.
It was like we kind of had like just not a, expectations, but we're kind of like, oh yeah, maybe like 200 people, 300 people might show up, like, which was fine. We're like,
sure.
Perfect. Just, something local, give back to the local where we're around, we live around the neighborhood, blah, blah. Mate, I think there was close to 2,500 people there.
Wow.
Which for Dade City, the little track like we had, was insane. You would have thought it was a national. Like when we pulled up there was a lineup into the paddock, down the road on the property, and then out onto the main road. And we had to go in a different gate. Like it was so cool. And everyone was so stoked. They were so stoked. They're like, oh, this is awesome. Like, so rad. Like, you guys are giving back and this and thank you so much. And honestly, that made it all so freaking worth it, just to see kids there, parents there, like, adults, like 20-year-olds, 25, 30, all age demographic. And they were all just stoked. They were so happy that they could come up, say what's up, and just to kind of hang around us. I was out riding with, all the groups and stuff. I think I rode from about like 5:30 p.m. with like all of the groups till like, I think like 9 o'clock. Just rode around with everyone, try to ride with everyone that I could, because I just couldn't help but have an image in the back of my head that what would the little Hunter wished to have happened? Like what would I have dreamt of or wanted to happen?
Yeah.
If I was, a kid at this age, like for the guy I looked up to at that time, like, man, what would I thought would have been really cool? Like, oh, I get to ride with Macau, do a couple laps with this kid, just trying doing stuff like that. And it was cool. We gave away tickets to Daytona as well. Like to do some trivia stuff, like, hey, like, guess these questions, whoever can get this question, you get 2 tickets to Daytona. So we gave out a bunch of tickets for, the race that weekend. And yeah, it was cool, mate. We'll definitely be looking to do more things like that.
Yeah, I love it. That goes right back to what I said about you and your family a minute ago, man. It's fantastic. Okay, I got 2 personality questions that I like to throw out every once in a while to kind of tell me what kind of person you are.
Okay.
And whether we can hang out or not. So the first question is, when you put your roll of toilet paper on the holder, does the toilet paper go over the top towards the back of the wall or over the front so that it's easier to get to?
Over the front, closest to you.
Perfect. That's the right answer. Second question, Metallica, Black Album and after, or And Justice for All back?
Black Album.
Oh, that's the wrong answer.
That is the wrong answer.
Dude, so I don't know why, but I just, their Black Album. I liked it way more.
More than Master of Puppets?
I haven't listened to that one, so I can't say more than
okay.
that. But I know I did try listening. This was a while ago when I like this. Geez, Metallica. When was this? I think honestly, I listened to them which is probably like it's really really late considering when you probably started. But
of course, I'm old though, so yeah.
So 2015. So I was 15 then, right?
Yeah.
So I was 15, and I, Black Album was a big hit for me.
Sure.
I loved that one. But yeah, I'm trying to think what else I listened to. I could definitely give it another crack, but
yeah, Master of Puppets to me is the only perfect album where like every song to me, there's no throwaways in my opinion. I just
okay.
I love like the song Master of Puppets. Man, yeah, give it another shot and tell me what you think.
I will.
Okay, Scotty's got one more and we're gonna let you go.
All right. So, how bad did the boot champagne taste?
Oh.
So it was actually trash, but I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna say that Feld aren't getting the premium champagne for us to spray. So,
right.
With all due respect, I don't think it would have tasted much better from a crystal glass.
Fair enough.
I got the picture up. It's been cracking me up this whole interview.
That's awesome.
Probably just a little warmer.
All right, Hunter, we kept you long enough, man. We appreciate you. Look forward to watching you this weekend. I think the next race we're going to is the final, so we'll see you in Salt Lake. But good luck this weekend, man.
Awesome. No worries, boys. Thanks for having me. And we'll chat soon. Take care.
All right, Hunter. Thank you, buddy. See ya.
See ya.
All right, always a great interview, Hunter Lawrence, dude. I don't know how else to say. Like, I love their personality. Him and his brother both respectful beyond their age, in my opinion. If that makes sense.
I like how they're respectful. Like they have like to me that like Dunge level of like just good person, but they're also like he threw a little F-bomb in there, and they're a little edgy too, but they're like respectable and edgy at the same time, and it's just I don't know, it's just really cool.
It's their gratefulness. Like the edgy, the joking and busting balls. That's cool. That's the cool side of them, but it's the respectfulness and the appreciation of not. I'm the next big thing. Jet's not like everybody's saying he's the next big thing, but he doesn't act that way. And Hunter is always like what he said about we're very lucky to be in the position we are, even though we worked for it. We understand that there's a lot less more unfortunate people that would love to be in this position. Like that's Doc, you're a young kid, man. And I'm the old man. Like get off my lawn. But I'm like, I don't see that much respect. Not saying that with you. Your dad raised you really well, but in general, with the youth, you don't see that. I don't think. Like especially if you're somebody that's probably making millions of dollars and the spotlight's on you all the time, it'd be very easily to be like, yeah, I'm the man.
You should see some of these kids at some of these training facilities
that already think they're the man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying all of them. There's a lot of good kids, but there's the few that aren't even the man in the amateur ranks that really just kind of put their middle finger up to everyone and say I'm the best.
Yeah. Well, that's I don't know. They're
it never works out for that guy.
Really
anyway,
good kids, and I think I hope Jet is the next big thing, or Hunter. I hope those two have incredible careers because I feel like personality-wise, they're going to appreciate it, and they're going to keep giving back through their career and understanding that a lot of these riders, it kind of gets under my skin sometimes when they don't do interviews or they don't have time for the fans because Saturday at Supercross is very busy for them. But if those fans don't show up, they quit showing up. If all the fans say, fuck it, I'm not going to Supercross anymore, there's going to be no Supercross, and you're not going to make any money. I don't care how good you are. You don't race professionally unless somebody comes to watch you, just like you're not going to play professional football unless the fans show up. So you have to be like, hey, this kid that just walked up to me in the pits may never get a chance to see me face-to-face again. This might be his only time. And, yeah, I'm tired. Yeah, I'm getting ready to go race. Sign an autograph real quick. Take a quick picture, man, because the time in the spotlight for you is limited. It's very fortunate. And for these fans, it's even more like limited where it's going to be, I didn't really run into professional riders that many times until I became a media guy. Like I'd walk through the pits and you hope that the person you are a fan of sees you and is willing to take time to sign an autograph. So if you have that time, give back. And I think the brothers have that in them
I was scratching.
Yeah. Huh?
I was scratching.
No, I thought you had something to say though. Yeah. So
well,
anyway.
so it's kind of a lot of the listeners are kind of, I wouldn't say like arguing, just kind of discussing like how this is the first time they've seen like that mainstream push and like the ability for the Lawrence brothers to reach out and kind of sell the sport since like maybe like Pastrana and McGrath.
I was gonna say like Pastrana was the last one I can think
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
So
that's accurate. Maybe.
Yeah, so it's just kind of it's kind of cool. They're kind of talking about that too. So
Yeah, it'd be cool. We've said this for years, right? With McGrath, we said it with Pastrana. It'd be cool if they could cross over into ESPN magazine. That's probably not even a thing anymore, or Sports Illustrated, or Wheaties and all those things that have happened, but like maybe actually catch the attention somehow of the general public. But I think it's going to take more than just. It's going to take more than just a personality. It's going to take somebody like an agent, like Mertz,
yeah.
and have to make those right connections and get them to the right places for other people to help make that happen.
Yeah, Dunge was the closest one to getting it out there because he did like the whole, like
The Wheaties box.
thing,
Yeah.
and he did
Target.
He did some ESPN. He did the Target
Yeah.
sponsor through his
bike rides.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nike boots.
he
You know,
got
they
St. Jude
tried,
involved and all. Yeah,
but he didn't have the personality that Jet does.
yeah.
So I mean, it's going to take a lot. It's not going to take just them being them. It's going to take a lot more.
People.
The
like
powers
it.
that be, right? The people in the right places are going to have to make that push.
And there's just so many things more on television now that you can watch. So it's just it's hard to get. 'Cause everybody has if you're a bowler, you're going to watch bowling. If you're it's hard to kind of like get these different people to.
I don't even know if bowlers watch bowling.
It goes on ESPN too.
I'm joking.
I mean, somebody's watching it.
Yeah.
At least they can get on ESPN too.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to
take
look
our-
at my phone after the ba-dun-da-da, and see a Supercross update of A-Ray and Raper.
No kidding.
Yeah, right.
We got to get Logan on. So let's take our next commercial break. We'll be right back. Ready?
Oh, I'm good.
All right. I'm going to hit record. I'll introduce you. Next up, brought to you by Blood Lubricants. Blood Lubricants, their new oil line, the Barracuda line, just came out with multiple weights. The stuff is higher protection, better performance, and lasts longer. Logan likes that. I bet he likes that. Better protection, better performance, and lasts longer. That's right up Logan's alley.
I like it, dude. I like it.
BloodLubricants.com. Use promo code MotoX, all caps, to save. Tonight, Blood Lubricants brings us Logan Karnow. What's up, buddy?
What's up, dude? How you guys doing?
Doing good, man. You're just doing all the media rounds. I mean, you did Racer X recently, I think. You did Pulp last night, doing the Moto X Pod show tonight. It's going
Did a
good.
little swap moto.
Yeah, swap. Jeez, dude. You're like, I mean, how long before Pro Circuit comes calling?
Man, dude, I know. Hopefully soon.
Yeah. Speaking of making the rounds, dude, you've been making a lot of main events. You moved up to decided to go 450, and dude, LCQ win at Indy. Your excitement on the podium and the bleeps and everything that went down that whole night was just awesome. Talk about it.
Oh, dude, it was crazy. Just like it just meant so much more to me. Like kind of after all the BS the last 10, 11 days or so. To do it at Detroit was cool, and then to come out the next weekend and get LCQ win was huge for me. Like I've only ever won 250 LCQ and got that stadium interview, and actually I got 2 stadium interviews that day because Kat from Feld came over to me and like wanted to do like a quick little story about me right before opening ceremony. So I was able to do an interview, about a minute and a half interview over the stadium before opening ceremonies, and then I won the LCQ and then got it again. So that was really cool. I mean, to like thank my sponsors and stuff over the whole stadium floor, and to see the amount of support I've gotten has been crazy. Like the stadium went crazy. Like so many people are behind me on this I guess story you could say. It was just really cool. It was humbling to hear that many people cheering for me.
Yeah, you mentioned getting a couple podium interviews, in your career, and the Feld interview, and like talk about what that does for a guy like you that's always scrounging for sponsors, right? Like you don't have multi-million dollars coming in, so every year you're trying to get sponsors together. Even you've been on some teams, but you're still trying to get your own sponsors, your own income coming in, and when you get something that seems maybe like simple to a factory guy, but you get an LCQ win, you get on national TV. Like, what does that mean for you and a sponsor?
Yeah, I mean, all my sponsors were so happy for me. I mean, and I mean, it's huge. I mean, just to get the stadium interviews big too. I mean, there's a reason like sponsors pay, you know, bonuses to win the LCQ because they get a lot of publicity out of it. So that was cool. Actually, I was battling with Rodbell for 9th in the heat race, and then I ran it in pretty good on him and hit him, and then he kind of bumped me a little bit in the stand corner after that and made me stall my bike. And I was giving him some shit after that. Before the main event, we were pissing next to each other, and I was like, "Fuck you, Rodbell." I was just like talking shit, but I was like, actually, dude, thank you for doing that because he actually made me a little bit more money because I came out and won the LCQ. So
That's funny.
I was giving him a little crap there. I didn't want to be an LCQ, but I feel like it never hurt.
No, that's total privateer right there. The LCQ got me more money instead of going straight through.
Exactly.
That's awesome. I love it.
All right, so kind of talking about the LCQ win, you know, I've had a chance to meet you just a couple of times, but you've always kind of seemed to me like the real quiet, kind of reserved, laid-back guy, and it was cool to see your enthusiasm after that win. I just kind of wanted you to take us through a few of those emotions and how it felt to kind of, you know, get that achievement that's, you know, something that you kind of been working for, especially with all of this stuff that's going on.
Yeah, it's been huge. I wouldn't say I'm a quiet guy, but
Reserve.
Yeah, maybe a little reserved.
You don't know. I don't think
you don't see him.
Okay, I said
this man
I said the
practice track too
few
much.
I said the 2 times that I've had a chance to talk to
Yeah.
him, it seemed like that to me.
Yeah. No, I just say like I'm just maybe a little quiet and respectful in the beginning, and then I loosen up and bust your balls. But yeah, it's been awesome, dude. Like I said, the support I've been able to get over this whole thing has been awesome.
Yeah, so I'm not going to get into too much of the detail on what happened. You talked about it on a pulp, and you're probably tired of talking about it. But you know, when you are dealing with a sponsor that you feel like you've got your whole season taken care of, right? And again, a guy at your level, you're doing it on your own this season. Basically, you stepped away from the team kind of deals to do your own team. I mean, that could be devastating, right, to a guy like yourself. But I want to give you props, and I think I talked about this in the opening of the show. Maybe it was off air, and we just had Hunter on, so I was also talking about younger guys and personalities. Like, I feel like a kid your age, because I'm old, could be easily be like, well, I'm just done then. I guess I just quit. What else am I going to do? But you went out and you grinded, and you made some social media posts, and you went out looking for other sponsors, and you made it happen. I mean, you freaking loaded your bike up in the back of a budget box truck with you and Travis Delnicki and said, screw it, we're going to make this happen one way or another. And I have to give you a lot of respect for that because it would have really been easy to just give up.
Yeah, it wasn't, I mean, I can't say I wasn't thinking about maybe skipping Detroit, you know, come Thursday night. I have no dirt bike.
Right, sure.
I got lucky. I got lucky that my dealer got a dirt bike and a 450 on Thursday.
Yeah, true.
Luckily, one dirt bike. So, but yeah, I mean, it wasn't easy, but, you know, I had a couple buddies come over as soon as I got the bike Friday morning and started helping me swap over everything, putting the bike that I had to give back to, the other guy, getting all those bikes back to OEM, taking all the parts off. We did probably about 4 or 5 hours bike work on Friday morning, and then didn't leave till the stadium until about 2:30. So yeah, it was a freaking whole thing, man. But to get in that main event that night after all the BS was emotional. It really was. I was tearing up like a little baby, but I feel like I deserved that.
No, I mean it means a lot to you. I understand you have a passion for the sport, and to have these ups and downs as a privateer, it's difficult, man. So you have a right to be emotional, and like I busted your balls back in December a little bit when we did the privateer profile about, ended up in the nets last year when you're leading a heat race and, huh?
Oh, I just said, yep.
Yeah. And then, come from that being sort of like your claim to fame almost to now this weekend you're making mains and 450s. Like it's really cool. And I think it just shows how hard you're working, man. And, if I'm being honest, I just met you last year, right? And I think, this is just some like I liked you, but I was like, this is some punk kid, man. He's just out here having a good time. Probably doesn't take it too serious. Like you see your Instagram stuff and you're doing Supercross tracks while some chick's flashing your boobs, and you're like, oh, he's just having a good time. He's not taking that serious. But that's not the case, man. Like you're having fun, but you take it serious. Like it's a real job, and it's important to you.
Yeah, I feel like I put off that persona to where it looks like I'm not working hard, but people don't see behind closed doors.
Yep.
I'm actually grinding, man. Obviously, I mean, with my results this year, I couldn't be doing this if I was just goofing off every weekend. But
yep.
Yeah, I've really been putting in the work, man. I mean, every once in a while I like to have a little fun, but man, I've been working my butt off this year, and it's really cool to see it pay off.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to go back on that, like you said, you're having fun. I think that's part of it. Like we do these shows, and we always say we want these riders to have personalities, right? We want the Eli Tomac we're getting this year than the one we've had in the past. We want to know it's fun because motocross is fun. So you're in you have the perfect mix of personality and what's the word I'm looking for? Like you putting the effort in. So it's really cool to see that. So yeah, good job on you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I just kind of wanted to touch. So after your results there in Detroit and Indy, did you maybe have any new sponsors that reached out to you and maybe to help you with the rest of the Supercross, or maybe help you get set up for outdoors this summer? Or do you maybe not even have intentions for outdoors this summer? Or what's
He doesn't
kind of
like
the plan?
outdoors.
No outdoor guy?
Yeah.
No outdoors?
I have been getting a lot of people reaching out to me to support. Like I said, it's been unbelievable the amount of people have hit me up. Like I can't even keep up on it. It's been so humbling, like to see all these people who just want to help me. I mean, it's really cool for them. I feel like a little bit too, because they want to send me some money to help, with entry fees or hotels or whatever, and they see me do good, and I think that makes them feel good, because they help me, achieve a goal of mine. So all these people who have helped me out, my God, I cannot thank you guys enough. It's been so cool, man. It's I almost feel like I'm kind of riding for them, So
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's awesome. I hope they get the joy out of it too. It seems like they have been. Based off the cheers in Detroit and Indy, it's been sweet. But for outdoors, absolutely zero outdoors for me, dude. Summer's my have fun time, and come October 1st or so, then we start grinding again.
Does that mean we'll see you back in Texas this summer? Because I knew you were down here a few months ago doing your training and getting ready for Supercross and everything like that. So just to touch on that, where were you? Maybe because I know there's not very many Supercross tracks around here. Were you down at Tapped House mainly, or were you going up into Oklahoma and going to Game?
I was I'm pretty much kind of a gypsy. I kind of just bounce around and ride a bunch of tracks. I'm not somebody who's like just base a club or base a Southwest Border or something like that. I'm just always traveling around. I feel like it actually really helps me. Like I've done the whole stay at one place thing, and it's just not for me. I get so burnt out. Like if I can ride a new Supercross track, once a week or so, I think it's good. It's good to learn new tracks, and it keeps it more fun for me as well. Like I was staying at Cheyenne Harmon's house, and I was driving to Tapped House a few times, and I rode at Game Moto a few times with Greg and Master Pools. Dude, pretty much just riding everywhere.
All right, so I like the idea of seeing the privateers do the 250 and the 450. I like that combo. I think it gives y'all a chance to do different things and make money different ways. But so I kind of wanted just to know, which bike do you feel more yourself on? Do you feel like you like the 250 where it's just everything wide open, or do you like the finesse of the 450? Like, which do you feel like Logan Karnow the most on?
Man, I don't know. Like, I love riding. I feel like I almost enjoy riding a 250 better, but I feel like my riding style suits a 450 better. I know everybody says that, but I feel like my riding style really does. Like, I feel like I have like a kind of, almost kind of look like I'm not trying riding style, which isn't the case. Like, I see videos of myself ride. I'm like, dude, why the fuck am I not trying? But like in my helmet, I'm trying as hard as I possibly can. So for that reason, I feel like I almost ride a 450 better, because I can ride a 450 fast doing that and not like kind of ride over my head on the 250,
Yeah. All right, so Logan, obviously this weekend, a lot of hype from your title sponsor. You talked about it on Pulp a little bit. You did a bunch of social media posts on Twitter at the Hanna Ray. She has a OnlyFans page, and she was your title sponsor. We're going to take a quick break, get Hanna on, and kind of discuss how that came about.
Sounds good, dude. Let's do it.
All right, hang tight. Let me get her on.
Hello, this is Hanna.
How's it going, Hanna? This is Jamie, or Darkside, or whatever. So we're
Hi, Jamie.
We're live on YouTube. But I've got to hit record here in a second to get the audio going. So I'll do a quick intro. Logan's on the phone. I've got a bunch of other people in the studio, so you're gonna hear a bunch of people. But if you'll just hang tight, we'll intro you.
Sounds good.
All right. Can you hear her, Logan?
Yeah, perfect.
Cool, man. All right, here we go. All right, as mentioned, we have on the phone the title sponsor for Logan Karnow this last week in Indy, and she's going to be brought to you tonight by X-Brand Goggles, which has grown into one of the top privateer goggle companies with guys like Kyle Chisholm, Ben LeMay, Ryan Brees, and many more. Visit xbrand.com or hit me up, darksidemx3 at AOL.com for details. Tonight, X-Brand brings us Hanna Ray. What's going on, Hanna?
Hi.
Hi, nice to talk to you. So we've heard a lot about you, but I think this is, you said earlier on your social, this is your first podcast, huh?
Yeah, I'm typically in front of the camera instead of behind a microphone.
Right. Well, it's good to get a chance to talk to you as a fan of the sport and quote unquote media. It's really cool. We always talk about like getting outside sponsors. It's easy for these riders to get a handlebar company or a goggle company or a gear company because they're already in the sport. But thinking outside the box and getting any outside sponsor is always difficult in this sport. So first, I want to get a little background. Like, how do you know Logan? Do you have any background in knowing about motocross and supercross at all?
So I've watched the sport for probably 7 or 8 years.
Okay.
I've never met Logan. I've never talked to him before. I snuck into his DMs. I think it was the week leading into Detroit.
It's usually the other way around with Logan.
Yeah. Yeah, so I saw he had some sponsor trouble, so I reached out if he'd be interested in exchange for a decal on the bike and a social media shout out, and he was up for it. And
yeah, so what was the response? I saw I think Logan screenshot like a text or something between you guys. What was the response, and was it more than you expected or about what you expected?
Oh, it was way more than I expected. So I went into this as just like, this is something cool to be able to do as a fan of the sport.
Yeah.
Like, zero expectations of actually profiting from it. So my OnlyFans does really well. And this was like perfect demographic for
yeah, as
who
Logan
I'm
said, a bunch of
trying.
horny moto dudes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Logan, when she reached out to you, what was your initial thought? Like, first of all, you probably get a ton of DMs just in general. So like, you may not even see them all, but like, how did that go about for you?
I actually don't even really click on my message requests that often, and I did that day, and I saw a message request from a girl with like 22,000 followers. She looked like a pretty girl. I'm like, shit, I gotta check this one out.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, she said if I'd be interested in doing like some like a title sponsor for a round, and honestly at that point, I was just I wasn't even really thinking about that, you know.
Yeah.
But I started thinking about it. I was like, actually, I mean, yeah, that'd actually be really cool because I don't really have, you know, a title sponsor anymore. So if I can, you know, make a couple bucks on putting her name on my shroud and hopefully get her some publicity out of it, I was like, dude, it seems like it could be a win-win. And that's an understatement. It was absolutely a win-win for both of us.
Yeah, what a perfect race for you to win the LCQ, you know, first of all, right? I mean, and like that's like you kind of feel almost like that's a little unlikely for it to all fall into place that way. But Hanna, like you coming through, and it's just cool that, like, how did you find the sport 7 years ago? Did you have a family member, a boyfriend, a brother, you know?
Yeah, so this is going to be really bad business for my OnlyFans, but I'm not single. So my boyfriend has been a long time fan of the sport. So he's probably dying that I've been on vital in podcasts and in the moto world.
Dying like in a good way or a bad way?
Oh, like jealous, like like supporting.
No, that's cool though. Like that's cool that he's supportive of it and that he's a fan.
For sure.
Yeah. Does he listen to any of the moto podcasts?
Oh yeah, every week.
Oh, so I'm sure like everybody
So
goes Pulp Nation, obviously. Pulp MX is the big one.
Yep. So I listen to probably 40% of them when I'm driving in the truck with him.
Oh, okay. So yeah, this you kind of know the game then.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So Karnow, like, I mean, she knows that we don't have to tell her to stay away from A-Ray, right?
Okay. Well, Aries taken now, right?
Yeah, that's true. But you never know with that guy. So what of the besides the financial side, Hanna, like what has the response been from new subscribers or just social? Like, I mean, you have to be getting a lot of positive response. I'm sure you get the negative stuff too, because that's just the way our society is. But go ahead.
Yeah. So I think I looked from when Logan made the first announcement on Friday afternoon through Sunday. I got 600 new fans on the fan sites, where typically I get maybe 200 to 500 in a week. So definitely more than average. And then actually I was most surprised of, I really got very little hate.
That's good.
As a OF girl, I get a ton of hate, like on all social medias.
Of course.
So really though, not much at all from the influx of followers. So
that's fantastic. I like to hear that from our moto community.
Yeah, everyone, I probably got, 600 fans and probably 50 of them DM'd me saying, I'm just here for Logan.
Oh, wow. Well, hey, more power to him, right? That's cool though. Yeah.
So like Logan said, it was kind of a win-win for both of y'all. Does this make you want to look at other maybe racing kind of forms of racing or other things to kind of do the same concept, or just kind of one thing you just wanted to do?
Next stop, Factory Honda.
Yeah, I mentioned in my Twitter once, how awesome it would be to be a Monster Energy girl at the same time as sponsoring a full race team.
That's cool.
I just tweeted if the Privateer race is looking for a whole shot sponsor.
Oh yeah, Steve. Yeah, Karnow, you need to get Steve on that.
That would be awesome.
I mean, I think Pookie's doing the 32nd board girl, I think, but they talked about having Heather maybe do the.
She's saying have the Hanna Ray whole shot bonus.
Yeah, she'll be
yeah. Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll fund it.
I like it. I bet Steve would be in on that. Yeah. Why not? Dude, Hanna, you're cool. I like this. I like the fact that you're a moto chick. I just kind of had a feeling that I don't know how I thought you guys knew each other, but I didn't think in my mind you were like into moto. So that makes it way cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I appreciate what you did for Logan. He's a good dude, and as I was saying on the interview earlier, he works really hard. And as a privateer, I'm sure you know from listening to all the podcasts that like it's a struggle, right? These guys have to get themselves to the races, and every little bit helps. So you doing that for him really turned not only his weekend around or his bad week, but like added to his season, Logan. I think. I mean, there's so much more hype now, and like you said, the stadium went crazy, right? And some of those people probably had no idea about the title sponsor, but it was just cool how excited you were. But the number of people that heard about the struggle you were going through, Logan, and then started following you and see that Hanna's helping you out, like it's just been amazing for you, I have to assume.
I feel like it couldn't have went like any better.
Yeah.
For one, I mean, for her to message me, out of all privateers, I feel like, honestly,
you're a good-looking dude.
I have the perfect one to promote something like this,
Sure.
And yeah, dude, I mean, it was so easy right from the start. I mean, she just, offered this, and I was like, yep, we can do that. Pretty much no questions asked. She was like, here's the money. She doesn't even know me, so she put a lot of trust in me, too. And
yeah.
Didn't even ask what race or nothing, and I was like, well, shit, I got to get this done like right now. So I called my graphic guy immediately. Look, dude, we got to do this for this weekend. So,
well,
we got it all done, barely, but it worked.
It helps that she's into moto, and her boyfriend that probably, like you said, I don't know that would actually hurt your OnlyFans with this group. I think With the moto
Yeah.
guys, the fact that you have ties to moto, even if you have a boyfriend, their guys are still going to be wanting to see the content. So I think they're good.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. But anybody listening, if you guys haven't followed her on Twitter, it's at the Hanna Ray, Hanna. I made the mistake of adding the second H, trying to search it out at first. So the Hanna Ray, and on Instagram at Hanna Ray _original. Hanna, anything else you want to promote or anything else you want to say? But like, again, just really cool having you on and what you did for Logan.
Yeah. Yeah, always more to see at the links in the bios.
Yeah, so check it out. Give her a follow. We always say, Scotty, support the sponsors, right? All of our sponsors, Race Techs, Fly Racing. Well, she's a sponsor of Privateer. And, hey, maybe more people go join. Maybe she sponsors more privateers. Maybe we have Team Hanna Ray next year.
No.
No?
No. This is my sponsor.
Okay, exclusive to Logan. I like that even better. Logan's one of our boys. All right.
Hey, and get ready for this weekend too. We're doing. She's sticking with me for one more weekend actually, and we're going to. We're gonna push our limits a little bit this weekend.
Okay, yeah,
so
you teased it last
see.
night on Pulp, but you didn't really give any details. So, is that all you're gonna give us? That's all we get?
Yeah, you'll see my bike on Friday. It'll look pretty cool.
Hanna, you gonna
I'm
make
sure
it to
I'll
one of these rounds?
I'm trying to get to Denver.
Well, yeah, I knew that one, but I guess all the East Coast ones are kind of already over, and you said you're Eastern time zone, so.
Yeah, Detroit would have been Detroit or Indy actually if I had planned ahead.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, Logan, we're going to work on Mathis, and I don't think I feel like Steve needs to make it happen. So that's a perfect deal for the privateer race to have one of the privateer title sponsors. Don't you think, Scotty?
Yeah,
That's perfect?
the whole shot bonus. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
sure.
I like it. Okay.
I think he would be game for that.
I do too.
Sure.
So we're going to work on that. Hanna, thank you for coming on. Hopefully the Moto fans continue to support and keep throwing that money at you, because that's it's fantastic. Well, thank you for coming on, and I really appreciate it.
All right, thanks for having me.
All right, take care. Logan, hang tight for a second.
Yep.
All right, Logan. So yeah, that's cool, man. She's rad.
Yeah, dude. That was like the first time I ever talked to her on the phone.
That's so weird, dude. That like you've never met her. You've never talked to her, but she was willing to help you out. That like I shouldn't say weird. That's so it's cool. It's like really unusual, but like she really obviously had a passion and thought that you were going to do well with it.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like I said, a lot of people got my back, and she's really got my back. So it's pretty cool.
Well, that's fantastic, man. Really, really stoked to have you on. Scotty's got one more.
Yeah, one of our listeners kind of wanted to know if through this reign of sponsors with Hanna, and I know there was a couple others that helped out. Were you making more with this deal than you were with your other deal?
No.
That was a long-term deal, though.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, I was supposed to get a pretty hefty salary that I was never given, but we're gonna handle that after Supercross. But for the time, I'll be doing fine still. I've actually sold most of my title sponsors for most races. I have two openings left if anyone's interested and is interested in doing anything like that. So just shoot me a message on Instagram or email me, and we'll try to get it figured out for the last couple of races.
What's that email?
It's Karnow471@AOL.com. Go ahead and make fun of me. Still got an AOL.
Hey, DarksideMX3@AOL.com, buddy.
Oh, let's go.
Let's go. Why change it? It works.
I know, dude. I don't want my shit to go anywhere else. It's fine going to AOL.
Hell yeah, it works just right. I love it. One last thing, man. I saw that Travis Delnicki, who's been wrenching for you and on the road with you all season, he's back home? He's done?
He breached his contract.
Okay. So we need a title sponsor for Delnicki now.
That was a little double meaning there.
Yeah.
No, he had to. He has a really good job back home, and he has to get a certain amount of hours in to get like a really good raise. So, he's out for the rest of the year. I'm trying to book him a flight to Seattle because I don't know if he's going back to work this week. But I'm waiting to hear back from him. I tried calling him about an hour ago, and he hasn't messaged me back. He's probably playing video games with his buddies.
Damn motocross riders never responding. So do you have a wrench for this weekend? You got it all figured out?
No, I don't.
Awesome.
Actually.
All right.
I just booked my flight about an hour ago.
Yeah. Anybody in
just
Seattle
booked
that
my
wants to wrench
hotel
for
about
car
an
now.
hour ago.
Anybody with any mechanics experience that wants to wrench for car now,
Make Steve do it.
You know the email. Hit him up. So
Just tell Mathis that you got him a whole shot award if he comes and wrenches for you.
There
in
you
Seattle.
go. Now we're cooking
Dude.
with oil.
How cool would that be if Steve wrenched for me at Seattle?
that would be cool, but I don't.
That
think
would just be another thing.
Well,
I feel like I have a lot of little things going for me right now, and Steve wrenching for me would just be icing on the cake.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. We need.
It wouldn't happen.
No, probably not. But we need to. Well, we're just gonna blow him up on social.
That'd be awesome. When he posts his next post, just everyone just commenting, help Logan for Seattle.
Hashtag Mathis wrench car. I don't know. We got to come up with a good hashtag. So, all right, Logan,
awesome.
we're gonna let you go, man. I appreciate you coming on, even though Steve stole you a little bit last night, but that's all right.
Sounds good, Joe. I appreciate it. Anytime.
All right, we'll see you, buddy. Take care.
All right. Yep.
See ya.
Bye.
All right, thanks to Logan Karnow for coming on. Quick little break, and we'll be back with Doc Smith. Which we don't really even need a break, but we'll get right into it. All right. Let's see. I'm bringing you in with.
Please find a really good photo of Doc.
I didn't even have one. But let me see.
Wow.
Oh, I see how it is.
I didn't realize that we were actually doing an interview. I thought he was just like co-hosting.
Yeah, I didn't prepare no questions.
I didn't even know
that's
that.
totally fine.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, it shouldn't be that hard. We're just going to make fun of him for not
Pretty
making
much just
night shows.
Give me crap for not qualifying in
Well, I was
yet.
kind of just gonna run the ad roll, but I can find a paper.
Run it.
Can you do it while we're going? Okay, cool. Okay, next up, last and certainly least, he is our Race Tech Privateer Spotlight. Race Tech is the world's largest aftermarket suspension modification company. All Race Tech products include award-winning gold valves, and settings are 100% guaranteed and made in the USA. Visit racetech.com for more info and use that promo code MotoXPod to save. Tonight, Race Tech brings us TJ, our co-host son, privateer Doc Smith. What's up, buddy?
How y'all doing?
So we've been busting your balls, and
All night.
obviously that's what we do here. I mean, none of us could make.
Yeah,
a
that
night.
never
None of
happens
us
to
could
me.
Even qualify. Try to qualify for a night show. So it's all in fun, man. But tell us how it's gone so far. So you did futures early in the season, had some issues with the AMA, got it all handled, got your points. Talk about the season so far, what it's been, the expectations, the surprises, etc.
I mean, I can start. I'll just start with like the actual Supercross stuff because the future stuff was good to learn on, but then there was some back stuff behind it that I just didn't want to deal with.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we came in to Daytona. We're learning. This whole year Supercross is just to learn. It's just to see where we're at, see what I need to work on, and just learn. And so I came into Daytona. Just pretty much my first. Honestly, all my practices, I pretty much rode like a C-Class rider, and I just had to learn. Like, we came out of that one working on, okay, can't ride like a C-Class rider. Okay, I have to pick my speed up. I was about 6 seconds off qualifying, and then we went and rode out at GPF after Daytona.
Mm-hmm.
Went and saw my brother, and then we went up to Detroit and rode a lot better. Ended up first qualifying session breaking my foot. And still rode the rest of that qualifying session, and then did the second qualifying session, and ended up 2 seconds off of qualifying.
Yeah. So Daytona 57th, qualified 57th.
Yeah.
49th in Detroit, which
And
we're still
then-
talking about that, and then 44th in Indy.
Yeah.
Really close, like 0.7 seconds off.
It was it was 0.667
Yeah,
seconds
I rounded up,
off of qualifying in.
Yeah.
Not even just being level with the person, it was actually like beating them.
Right.
Yeah. So, like, we're learning, we're progressing, and that's what I like to see. I like to see the progression, the consistent progression. Because if I can knock a second and a half off this weekend, then we're in. Well, not this weekend, but the next
East Coast round. Sure.
So
that's gonna be a lot tougher too with Atlanta, with it being a showdown, right? Because you're gonna have.
Is it? No, I'm not doing Atlanta.
Oh, you're not doing Atlanta.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm doing the strictly East Coast rounds.
Okay. All right.
I think we're gonna do a 1 Triple Crown.
Yeah.
But I don't know which one that is.
Okay.
But yeah. So
St. Louis maybe. That's
Yeah, St. Louis. I'm going. That's the next one I'm doing.
I think that. Atlanta's not. I'm sorry, Atlanta's not after Seattle. Yeah, St. Louis is then Atlanta. Sorry.
Yeah. So right now, this week and probably even next week, I'm going to be on the couch trying to let my foot heal up.
Yeah.
As much as possible. It's really it sucks to just drive right now. Like hitting whoops this last weekend is just
yeah. Well, we saw you go down on Race Day Live, like just off the corner of the TV in the whoops. It wasn't a hard crash.
Oh yeah,
I was like, Doc's down.
Yeah, that was an interesting crash for sure. I was just going through it. I was like, oh,
yeah.
and then it just fell over.
Should we get some TV time, man? Like those guys, Daniel Blair and Dan Hubbard, they've been reading your sponsor list off. They said the Moto X Pod Show and X Brand and Williams Moto Works a few times. Fly
Blood
Racing,
lubricants,
Blood.
so.
All our sponsors are your sponsors. It seems like.
Yeah.
So,
well, I have my own deals, but yes.
But I'm saying the same sponsors is what I mean. Yeah, you got hell. Most of them you had before us. Yeah, was anything surprising like coming from like you've rode Supercross, you've practiced Supercross, but once you get to rail Supercross, was it pretty much what you expected, or was it like
no,
a little
a whole big learning curve with the like how the tracks form up and everything, and all the like you don't see just like coming from amateur, you always see like these hard hooks and everything, and you see really smooth, consistent like corners, and even at the Supercross practice tracks, you'll see hooks come in these corners, and you don't see that nearly as much. Granted, I haven't made a night show yet, so I'm not seeing
how it gets.
I'm not seeing a main event track, but you still get it rutted up after like in the time qualifying the first one. So so it's just seeing the track form up like that super different than just being there, just learning like just
the schedule, everything.
Everything is
going
after
back
the
to
first
trying to get some rest, trying to get some food in you. The whole thing is new, right?
Oh yeah. So like after this last weekend, like
all the autographs and the fans screaming.
Oh, I have all those. I just have to like run away.
Every time
honestly.
when we would go check on you at the races, or Scotty would check on you at Glendale at the van, like we just have to push our way through the wave of fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, apparently I was more stressed out than Doc was, according to him.
Yeah, he was knocking on the Doc. How old are you?
Oh my God.
Hey, Dark Side, do you know how Doc is?
How old are you?
How old am I? That's the actual question. No,
that's a real question.
That's his interview question.
Yeah.
I am 21.
You know what? When you do the race day stuff, like at the next events, when you're doing the GoPro stuff, like every first question should be, "How old are you?"
I guess I'm just gonna have to run with. I'm just gonna have to run with it. You ran with the dark side thing. I'm just gonna run with the age question thing.
Anyway, I cut you off as I always do.
No, I just kind of wanted to know like maybe something that you've experienced, like maybe with the track, with riding, or your own mental game, like something that maybe you didn't expect to experience, and like how you kind of have to deal with it.
Honestly, my biggest thing I experienced was practicing is like its own thing, and then I get to these races, and honestly, like mentally, I kind of just broke down. Like I went back to not hitting things how I know I can hit them. I'm not flowing, like I'm not pushing through like transitions. I'm not hitting I'm not coming into my corners as fast as I normally would. I just kind of like backtracked on all this riding I've been doing, and just
do you
went
feel
back
like it's a confidence thing, or like I'm nervous, or
I think it was more nerves than anything. Even this last weekend, I still had to work on it mentally.
I can imagine, man.
That's
like,
a big deal.
Yeah, we hear a lot of guys come in, it's just racing, but no, it's like, I mean, I'm not that way. Obviously, again, I always say I'm not that talented, but I would think coming out of amateurs, futures, whatever, lining up in a stadium knowing, hey, I'm about to try to race the best in the world and try to make a night show. Like, that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of stress. It's not just another race. It's very different. Yeah. It is still just racing, but it's a very different environment. It's a different, again, like we talked about, the schedule throughout the day, all the things you got to do at Supercross compared to a amateur national or whatever. It's just different. It's totally new. So I get it, man. I mean, like I said, we bust your balls because we love you, but it's, I think the one, like all the guys in our group chat, like your dad and Cooley and Mark Poole, they're all like, good job, Doc. And I'm like, go faster. You suck.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
my way of showing you I love you, though, man. I mean, it's just, if I didn't care, I wouldn't bust your balls.
Yeah, I'm pretty hard on myself. Kind of the thing. I think it's one of the main reasons I've gotten as far as I have in the sport, coming from where I came from.
Yeah.
So I just pushed myself pretty heavy, and so every weekend I look and I see the good things I did, but then I also like by
dwell
myself
on the bad.
I just push like all my training throughout the week is all pushed on the bad of like I have to fix this. I have.
Yeah, you got to get over that. You got to let the bad go.
Oh no, it's like what fuels my weekly.
Oh, I got
training.
you. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like mentally. You're,
No.
Okay.
No.
I remember I asked you in Arizona if you were like what you needed to do to like hit the whoops or like what you, and you're like, I just don't need to be a pussy.
Yeah. That's literally my words.
Shift up, go faster.
All right, Darkside's probably gonna bust my balls for this
I
one.
hope so.
But so honestly, because we've known each other, what is it now? When did we first meet? We think we were around 10.
20,
yeah. So 10.
So like 3 years
14.
ago?
No, 14 years ago or something like that.
It's 21. Remember?
You've honestly came further than any other person that we've been around, that me and you kind of grew up racing with. Like if you look at it, anyone else that's still doing this at this point, Grant, John, Ryder, they were all up there. They were winning,
They were like amateur national kids.
They were the guys. The Doc was always kind of, right there. He was a year behind us, but so.
And I was just a local mid-pack kid.
Yeah.
At that point,
Where can you attest your change to? Like where did it change? Was it the using your, the bad to fuel yourself and keep going, or? Honestly,
it was just the amount I wanted to be where I am. Like just having my licenses, it's just that was a big goal for me. Now that's a stepping stone to where I will actually want to be, but it was just like having no stepping stones and like almost planning out. Okay, I want to get this, and then I'll get this, and then I'll get this. Like that's what kept me going because it kept me reaching goals. So I didn't just have one big goal. I had little goals to get to the big one. So I don't know. It's just pushing myself consistently and going out to underground. That really helped. Just getting myself in a routine of consistently riding and stuff like that. That made a huge difference.
Jake wanted to know how narrow does the tough blocks make the track feel?
Honestly, I didn't have that much of an issue. Like we have a full scale supercross track that I ride on pretty consistently, and I don't notice a difference even getting close to them comparative to the full scale that we have that we ride consistently. It's pretty close to the same.
He also wanted to say that maybe you should check your DMs and you have a title sponsor waiting for you there.
Oh yeah. At first I was like, oh really?
Hit me up at any
I
point.
realized he was just referencing Karnow. But yeah, you never know. He does have a title sponsor. It's called TJ Smith Racing.
That's a good one.
Racing for the sun. Racing.
No, it's cool, Doc. It really is cool seeing you out there. And I mean, I know you're getting closer and closer. Like honestly, the first week I was like, what the hell is he doing?
Oh yeah.
Because I know you're better than that.
It was bad.
Yeah, but
what I
like
thought
it's
Sid
improved every
Daytona.
week, and as you do more of them, you get more confidence, and you put all the things, all your training together, you're going to get in soon, man. And
honestly, what I need to learn to do is just turn my mind off.
Yeah.
Because I think too much, and then I start making mistakes. Like if I just go off of what I've been training on, which I haven't been able to do. Like I haven't been able to do it one time from the futures races all the way through into what I've done now. I haven't been able to just turn my mind off. I'm always overthinking everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you kind of got screwed in Arizona because you thought all I need to do is finish, and then turns out you were supposed to get a certain place, and you had all of a sudden change your mindset at the last second. So that's tough.
But now that he's got the points, though, that's like, I think what he's talking about is it makes a lot of sense. It's like, yeah, you can't overthink it. You know the motor skills.
Yes.
You know how to turn. You know how to hit a triple. You know how to hit the whoops. Like, just do it.
Because like I'm overthinking it to the point.
Yeah,
I'm overthinking it to the point to where I could come notchy and just not flowing. Whenever I can kind of turn my brain off and kind of just focus on what's ahead of me, but not overthink it, I just flow with the track and
the muscle memory takes into effect. You just kind of hit your marks.
All the training comes into effect right there. Yeah,
because I feel like you were almost, when you were doing the futures, your times were almost closer to that making the night show position than they are. So it's all mental. You'll get there though.
Yeah.
It takes time.
All right, Doc, we're going to wrap this thing up. You got anything else you want to mention or say or thank?
Just thank you to everyone that is behind me and everything like that. I wouldn't be here without them. And my dad supports me a crazy amount, but everyone that's behind me really makes it even more possible.
Yeah, like I know Blood Lubricants, Williams Motorworks, Fly Racing, X-Brand Goggles, Enzo is your suspension. That's why we were kind of making the joke on suspension earlier. Anybody else stands? Anyone?
I have EVS Sports and Motographics.
Yeah.
My graphic sponsor. They helped me out a lot. I wouldn't have the graphics I have without them. You know how cheap my dad is.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jake had a good one. He said, "Mark it down. Giveaway time. Doc Smith front number plate to the first night show he makes."
I mean, I'm down.
Am I
Like a
eligible for this?
giveaway?
Yeah,
giveaway?
when that time comes, have a contest and give away.
How about we have Doc needs to make some money. He's a privateer.
Yeah.
Well, it's just
How about Doc? What's your Cash App?
I don't have one.
so like
We'll figure
so
something
you're
out.
saying like
Like,
make it like a
I don't know that.
Nah,
Do you really want to give away your first one?
I mean, it'd be nice to keep, but I also
Yeah.
have 2 other. I can keep.
I'm just
I'll give
reading
away
what
How
side
about
number
side
plate.
panel?
Yeah.
Give a
side,
side.
okay,
panel.
a signed side panel.
Signed side panel from his first main,
Say
which
that
will
10
be
times.
St. Louis. Yeah, we could do something like that.
Signed side panel in St. Louis.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a lot. We could do. All right, Jake, but you're ineligible because you came up with it.
Well, he would have. I mean, he probably still win it anyways.
That's why I said he's ineligible.
No, I'll make sure to listen live.
Jordan's
that time. I'll get
eligible,
in on
but
it.
Jake's not.
TJ, your dad said can't afford it.
I can't afford the
I'll have to talk to Foley about it.
Yeah,
you know?
we'll get you-
We'll
we'll-
get some graphics and some ready to Foley give me
Yeah.
a side panel.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this thing up. I think
Oh yeah, and a Cherbis. Don't
a
forget them.
Cherbis.
Yeah.
Cherbis. Say it right.
Cherbis?
Chair. Like you're sitting in a chair.
A Cherbis.
You're sitting in a
Cherbis.
chair.
Okay, a
Bees.
Cherbis. Yeah. There
A
you go.
Cherbis.
A
A
Cherbis.
turbis.
You know, yeah.
A Serbies?
And your dad refuses to say it right. And when we did the commercial, which we're about to redo commercials really soon,
Yeah,
I'm
we
like
need to
3
do that.
months behind on that. I worked with Tyler Entenap 30 minutes. He'd say a Cherbis. I'd say, no, a Cherbis. Okay, a Cherbis. All right, let's record. A Cherbis. Nope. And I finally just gave up. So it still says a Cherbis because he just couldn't do it right. Couldn't get it, man. Way to go, Tyler Entenap. But anyway, Cherbis USA, Race Tech Suspension, Fly Racing, X-Brand Goggles, Works Connection, Torque One Racing, R Jerky, Berm Lords Graphics, and Jersey ID. Just hit Shand up today. They are about to make me my graphics for my YZ250. They will not have. This is funny, guys. So you if you listen, you know about the stickers on the old graphics kit. So I sent an email over to Adam with the logos that I wanted on this YZ kit. He's like, "What about this one?" I said, "Damn it!" I said, "Look, I'm trying to not do too many logos." He goes, "No, if we add that one, it won't be too many." I said, "Yeah, but what about all the other ones I'm forgetting? Like if I forget one or I'm leaving one off, then I leave another one off." But I think we're good. I think we're gonna have a
So
really
no, you're not going to number plate it up again or front
Nope.
fender it up
We're
again.
gonna it's gonna be subtle. This one's gonna. It's gonna
So
be,
it's gonna have
I
like
love Adam and them.
You
one
should
less.
you should just go for it and then do like the old freestyle picture with no number on the front plate, just stickered out.
Can you
Can
saw
you
the
do your
front finger when you
jerseys
get it?
like just throw
I thought about doing one that was like just plastered with like every single sponsor on the
Yeah.
front. Yeah, I thought
just,
about doing that.
Yeah, just all the way down the front,
Yeah.
down the arms, and,
Sleeves,
like
everything?
honestly, you could just not have to have elbow cups. You could just have
Have a logo
like,
on the elbow?
No, have
Oh.
like 4 different sponsors plastered across right here.
I like it.
I like it. I like it. All right. Anyway, Berm Lords Graphics and Jersey ID, Shock Socks, Williams Motor Works, Extreme Colors, Blood Lubricants, Power Band Racing, and True Fusion Sports. That is a wrap for episode 247. Oh, you want the outro? And I never remember which button it is.
Stop acting like an idiot. You're the idiot. Don't be an idiot. Changed my life.
I don't believe that's it.
That's your advice for St. Louis.
Oh yeah, right.
All right, peace, guys.
See ya.